Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to kick off the 2023 King of the Ring Tournament.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing in at 200 pounds, Cedric Alexander.
High stakes matchup in the first round of the King of the Ring. We're going to take a look at this 16-man bracket that'll soon start to dwindle. 8 superstars from Monday Night Raw, 8 superstars from Friday Night SmackDown. This tournament will take place over the next number of weeks. The semifinals and finals will take place live Sunday night, June the 18th. We will crown the 2023 King of the Ring. And remember the added caveat, whoever wins this tournament not only gets the crown of the King, but also earns themselves either a WWE or World Heavyweight Championship matchup this coming August at SummerSlam. And the mood has just changed with Tommaso Ciampa.
And his opponent from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, weighing in at 201 pounds, Tommaso Ciampa.
Well, there is some recent history between these two men, especially in tournaments. Remember back in March in the #1 contenders tournament for the Intercontinental Championship, it was actually Cedric Alexander and Tommaso Ciampa in the first round of that tournament as well, which Alexander picked up the win on that night. Tommaso Ciampa's been a little bit of a losing streak, but we know how tough Tommaso Ciampa is. Former Intercontinental Champion, former World Tag Team Champion in just the last year here in WWE. Let's see if Ciampa can get back in the winning ways tonight. The King of the Ring has officially kicked off that bell, and Ciampa's going for the quick cover on Cedric Alexander, but Alexander gets the shoulder up. Ciampa suffered 2 recent losses to the almighty Bobby Lashley. Could be a big-time comeback victory if he can move to the quarterfinals of the King of the Ring against Cedric tonight, but Alexander is going to be a tough puzzle to crack for Tommaso Ciampa. You also got to wonder if Ciampa is in his head, knowing that the last time these two men fought, Cedric was the victor on that night. Has Tommaso Ciampa visited that footage? Has he figured out the recipe to defeat Cedric Alexander? Ciampa obviously coming out swinging off the opening bell, trying to defeat Cedric, trying to get this match over with in a hurry. We know how tough Alexander is. Cedric Alexander, another man who's been struggling to keep momentum on his side, but definitely have seen the improvements of Alexander over the last couple of months here on Monday Night Raw. Last time Alexander was inside the squared circle, my goodness. Discus lariat by the Blackheart. Into the cover, Alexander survives again, but Cedric's bell has got to be rung right now. As we were about to mention, the last time Cedric was inside the squared circle was on the eve of Vengeance at our WWE Live event. Cedric Alexander ran it back with Apollo Crews, an issue they had a number of weeks ago on Raw. Cedric picked up the win on that night, earning himself a spot in the King of the Ring tournament. Now Cedric's just got to focus on Ciampa right now, trying to get back into this matchup. As Ciampa's down, and there's a signature elbow drop from the age of Alexander. Cedric as talented as they come. Oh, look at that! My goodness, taking Ciampa off his feet with that Spanish fly maneuver. And Alexander didn't go for the pinfall there, which may have cost him because Ciampa's fired up and he's unloading on Alexander. And what a match this has been. We're just a few minutes into it. First round, first matchup of the King of the Ring tournament, kicking off on Monday Night Raw before our very eyes. And Ciampa and Alexander are already leaving everything inside the squared circle. Alexander going for the cover finally, but Ciampa gets the shoulder up. Again, still to come tonight. LA Knight, Shinsuke Nakamura is set to go one-on-one. The next first round matchup in the King of the Ring. Ciampa getting the momentum back in this matchup. Alexander eats the turnbuckle. It doesn't last long as he just falls to his feet in agony. That onslaught from Tommaso Ciampa after the opening bell, even though Cedric has showed some signs of life, may have really put Tommaso in a position for victory tonight. All remains to be seen. It's not over till the bell sounds. But Tommaso Ciampa is in control over Cedric, putting him on the top rope. Haymaker there by Ciampa. Oh, look at this. Backbreaker there on Alexander. And another cover from the Blackheart of WWE, but Cedric survives again. And you hear Montreal, this is awesome for Tommaso Ciampa and Cedric Alexander. The Bell Center, Montreal, Quebec, Canada, getting a treat tonight. What a night of Monday Night Raw action this has been, and we're only halfway through. Alexander trying to get back into this matchup. Drops down. Goes over. Ciampa just runs through whatever Alexander had in mind, but here comes Cedric with a takedown. Alexander fighting from underneath right now, but can he survive? The black card of WWE. Ciampa rolling to the outside as Cedric starting to pick up steam. Here comes Alexander over the top rope. Here we go. This is what the King of the Ring tournament is all about. A tournament that has been won by so many legends, so many Hall of Famers. Bret the Hitman Hart, Triple H, Edge, Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar. The list goes on. 16 men will enter this tournament. And the two men who we are witnessing in that ring right now, well, I should say outside of that ring, Cedric Alexander and Tommaso Ciampa looking to be the ones at the finish line. And Ciampa just on that discus lariat again, one of the hardest hitting maneuvers in his arsenal. Cedric Alexander is down and out, and Ciampa could be closing in on a count-out victory. Alexander slowly making his way into the ring. Gotta wonder how much these two men got left. They have been all over each other since that opening bell sounded. Ciampa to the cover off the knee. Will that do it? Cedric Alexander gets the shoulder up. It's a hell of a battle. Ciampa just unloading with strikes. Left palms, right palms, closed fist. Alexander trying to do his best to absorb it and stand on his own 2 feet. But Ciampa may have found the recipe for victory tonight. What a shot! Alexander is on spaghetti legs, and Tommaso Ciampa. German suplex landing Alexander on the back of his dome. Alexander, there's a counter there. Cedric's got to get back into this now or never. Clothesline, making a dose. Ciampa's in the corner. Here comes Alexander. Tommaso Ciampa. His plan for victory may have been spoiled as Cedric Alexander starting to put the pieces together. Kick to the gut. Has got Ciampa hooked. Down he goes. And the black cart. That may be all she wrote. And it is. Cedric Alexander, the first man to move on to the quarterfinals of the 2023 King of the Ring. That was one hell of a battle to kick things off for the King of the Ring tournament tonight in Montreal.
Here is your winner, Cedric Alexander.
Well, there you see the bracket. And there you see Cedric Alexander moving on to the quarterfinals of the 2023 King of the Ring tournament. He will meet the winner of next week's battle between Seth Rollins and the Celtic Warrior Sheamus. But Cedric Alexander fighting through adversity tonight, coming out from underneath, and was able to pull off the victory over the black card of WWE, Tommaso Ciampa. What a match! What has been one hell of a night already here in Montreal on Monday Night Raw, but the action ain't slowing down anytime soon. As advertised, your second of 2 opening round matches in the 2023 King of the Ring tournament. The King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura, looking to take home the crown. And if that is going to be the case, the road to Philadelphia starts right here tonight on Raw.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Kyoto, Japan, weighing in at 220 pounds, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Well, coming up in just 7 nights, the Monday Night Raw bracket in the King of the Ring will continue as the Great Liberator Sami Zayn set to go one-on-one with the big strong boy Tyler Bate. Another first round matchup in the King of the Ring. And also coming up next week on Raw, a huge score to be settled in the midst of this tournament between the visionary Seth freaking Rollins and the Celtic Warrior Sheamus. These two men have got some bad blood over the last few months. Their next chapter will be written in the King of the Ring in just 7 nights on Monday Night Raw. But as for here tonight in Montreal, what a night of action it has been already, and so much more to come. Later on, we will determine the number 1 contender for the WWE title, but right now, Nakamura battles LA Knight in their rubber match in the King of the Ring tournament.
And his opponent from Hagerstown, Maryland, weighing in at 230 pounds, LA Knight.
These two men fought for the first time here on Raw last month, and LA Knight picked up the victory. And then just a number of weeks ago, they ran it back. Shinsuke Nakamura picked up the W in fight number 2. And now it's the rubber match. Round 3 between the defiant LA Knight and the King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura. And of course, the stakes higher than they could have ever been. King of the Ring first round matchup. And as we mentioned earlier, not only in this tournament is the crown of the king on the line, but the winner, ultimately, of the King of the Ring tournament will punch themselves a first-class ticket to August at SummerSlam to battle the WWE or World Heavyweight Champion. A whole lot riding on each and every match over these next couple of weeks. And again, the semifinals and finals of the tournament will take place Sunday night, June the 18th in Philadelphia. But here we go on Raw. Shinsuke Nakamura, LA Knight, one-on-one for the rubber match. Should be very interesting to see who's going to get the upper hand and ultimately who's going to pull out the victory of this best of 3, if you will. LA Knight, as we mentioned, won the first matchup, and we speculated on that night that Nakamura may not have been 100%. If you remember, that first battle was just 24 hours after Backlash last month, where Nakamura had gone one-on-one with Ilya Dragunov for the Intercontinental Championship. LA Knight scored the victory nonetheless. Nakamura, knowing that he might not have been 100%, challenged LA Knight to a rematch just a few weeks ago here on the Red Brand, and ultimately was able to defeat LA Knight off the Kinshasa. But tonight is where it matters most. King of the Ring first round battle, Nakamura and LA Knight. One of these men is moving on to the quarterfinals of this prestigious tournament. Nakamura calls himself the King of Strong Style. Well, a chance to finally bestow that crown on his head once again in the King of the Ring tournament. As for the loudmouth LA Knight, he wins this tournament. He may never shut the hell up, but nonetheless, look at Knight going behind on Nakamura. Beautiful maneuver there. Like the attitude of Knight or not, certainly knows how to get it done from bell to bell, but not just yet. Nakamura, as tough as they come, it is not going to be an easy task. Oh, what a kick! That's what happens when you take the eye off the King of Strong Style. LA Knight was mouthing off to the audience, and now Nakamura gonna strut his stuff. These two men know each other a little bit more familiar after these last couple of battles. Nakamura saw an opportunity, and he took it with that kick to the ribcage. But here's LA Knight now, fireman's carry position, hanging Shinsuke up on the top rope. LA Knight hitting the ropes now and dropping the elbow on Nakamura. Gotta wonder, as we mentioned with Tommaso Ciampa, had he gone back and watched back the footage with Cedric Alexander, you gotta believe that these two men have done the same thing. Their first 2 battles, especially with such high stakes riding on the line tonight. Nobody's gonna want to let an opportunity of such magnitude slip through their fingers, and certainly with an opponent that you've been inside the ring with before, you don't want to make the same mistakes that maybe cost you the loss the first time around. All remains to be seen in due time as LA Knight continues to work on Shinsuke Nakamura. Hitting the ropes again, could be going for another elbow drop, but this time Nakamura had it scouted. Misstep out of LA Knight, went to the well too many times. Shinsuke now on the upper hand, and down goes Knight off the canvas again. And as we mentioned, just 7 nights away on Monday Night Raw, the Monday Night Raw side of the bracket will continue with the final first round matches. As next week on Raw, we will see the Great Liberator Sami Zayn go one-on-one with the big strong boy Tyler Bate. And next week's main event, the Celtic Warrior Sheamus versus the Visionary Seth freaking Rollins. It'll be an awesome night of action next week, as it's been here tonight in Montreal. LA Knight on the apron, or excuse me, Nakamura on the apron. On the chase right now as LA Knight might have just goaded him in. There's Nakamura. Don't want to throw hands with the striker and Shinsuke. Talked about earlier how Ilya Dragunov, one of the hardest hitting superstars in the Monday Night Raw locker room. Nakamura also in that same breath. LA Knight's got to be careful. As we just mentioned, you don't want to throw hands with such a striker in Shinsuke. As look at this, Nakamura goes behind and sends LA Knight for an amusement park ride, up and over and down to the floor, into the cover. Is Shinsuke moving to the quarterfinals? Not just yet as LA Knight kicks out. Close call there by Shinsuke. Didn't get the 3 count, but certainly some damage done on the defiant LA Knight. LA Knight eating a couple elbows to the spine. That ain't gonna go well, especially after that fall moments ago by hands of Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura, a former NXT champion, former tag team champion, United States Intercontinental champion. Shinsuke would love to get himself an opportunity at Monday Night Raw's WWE champion come SummerSlam in August, and he has that opportunity, as does everybody on the Raw side of the bracket over these next couple of weeks. Nakamura to the cover again, and LA Knight gets the shoulder up again. Of course, over on the Friday Night SmackDown side, all those superstars fighting for an opportunity not only to wear the crown of the king, but also an opportunity at the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam in August. Such high stakes in each and every match in this King of the Ring tournament that is going to progress over the next number of weeks, all leading to Sunday night, June the 18th. It'll cap off the biggest week in Universe Mode history. Right now, LA Knight just trying to get back into this matchup before he thinks about any moving farther, before he thinks about Philadelphia at the King of the Ring, and LA Knight going to the top rope here. Rare occurrence out of the arsenal of LA Knight, but you gotta dig down deep and pull out some maneuvers that maybe you're not used to pulling out, all in the means of success tonight. LA Knight not usually one to go high risk, but gotta do what you gotta do to get the W. And of course, after that last battle, Shinsuke Nakamura is coming in with the upper hand. That's got to throw some things at Nakamura that, quite frankly, Shinsuke is not expecting. Trying to throw Nakamura off his game plan. All in the means of victory. Wait a minute, Shinsuke here. I don't know if you want to grapple with Shinsuke Nakamura. But now LA Knight keeps it simple with a fist to the face and turns him inside out. And he's not going for the cover just yet. LA Knight wants to put the final nail in the coffin of this matchup, but that may have just costed him not going for the pinfall here, as Shinsuke Nakamura takes down Knight and a knee to the jaw. And this rubber matchup between these two men starting to click into a new gear right now. Who is moving on to the quarterfinals of the 2023 King of the Ring? LA Knight, off those couple of kicks by Shinsuke, needs the corner just to get to his feet. And here comes Nakamura throwing LA Knight shoulder first into that steel ring post. Shinsuke going for a little good vibrations on LA Knight. Nakamura strutting his stuff. Shinsuke is looking good. Oh, wait a minute here. This is how Nakamura defeated LA Knight a couple of weeks ago. Could be going for the Kinshasa on LA Knight. And the superstar may be seeing stars, and Nakamura is going to move on to the quarterfinals, but not just yet as LA Knight survives. No glass jaw for the defiant LA Knight, able to survive Nakamura's hardest strike. As much as it takes out of the opponent, it takes a lot out of Nakamura just to hit that move with such resilience, such adrenaline, and somehow LA Knight was able to survive the warpath of Shinsuke. I don't know how much LA Knight's got left in the tank, just sent right over the top rope by Shinsuke Nakamura. But at the end of the day, Knight got the shoulder up, and we are still rolling in this opening round matchup. Nakamura goes for the kick, countered by LA Knight. If Knight's gonna win this matchup, he's gotta get things going now or never. Neck breaker there. Knight cannot afford Nakamura to get back into this matchup. He's got the momentum right now, and he's got to keep it going, and that may do it. And now LA Knight's going to move on, but Shinsuke survives this time. What a matchup here on Monday Night Raw. It has been a phenomenal night of action here in Montreal, and these two superstars continuing that very phrase. LA Knight not able to keep down Nakamura. And he may have just lit a fire into the King of Strong Styles. Nakamura is still swinging for the fences, looking for the home run tonight. A couple of more elbows on LA Knight, keeping it simple as Shinsuke now heads to the middle rope, goes for a knee, and you want to talk about uncharacteristic maneuvers. Shinsuke almost never takes things to the air, but it had to that time and it cost him. These two men up in the ante of their first two battles. Nakamura's now, you want to talk about a little role reversal. Now it's him using the ropes to get to his feet. But a nice counter there by Shinsuke. LA Knight's down, and Nakamura, if he hits this, there may be no going back for the defiant LA Knight. Kinshasa number 2. LA Knight may be knocked out cold. That'll do it. The King of Strong Style is looking to become your 2023 King of the Ring, and the road to Philadelphia starts here tonight. What a matchup, and ultimately Shinsuke Nakamura.
Here's your winner, Shinsuke Nakamura,
has come out your victor. There you see the updated bracket. Alexander and Nakamura move on. But who will move on next week? Sami Zayn takes on Tyler Bate. The winner will fight Shinsuke. Seth Rollins, Sheamus. The winner will fight Alexander. The King of the Ring tournament kicking off in a huge way. We are live tonight from the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And speaking of the King of the Ring, first round matchup is on hand. The other half of the World Tag Team Champions, the human highlight reel, Ricochet, is set for his King of the Ring battle. But who is going to be standing on the other side of the squared circle?
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Paducah, Kentucky, weighing in at 190 pounds, one half of the World Tag Team Champions, Ricochet!
Well, let's take a look at that King of the Ring bracket. We are kicking off the SmackDown portion right here tonight. Austin Theory will meet Mustafa Ali, but as you see, Ricochet, on the other hand, has got a mystery opponent. Ricochet coming into this matchup unknowing who's going to be standing across the ring. But if we want to know anything about the one and only Ricochet, is that he is not one to step down from any battle. Ricochet kicking things off in the first round of the 2023 King of the Ring tournament over on Friday Night SmackDown. Who's the opponent? Oh my goodness! Well, things certainly just got interesting here on SmackDown. The Viper is here.
And his opponent from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 250 pounds, the Viper, Randy Orton.
Well, this is certainly an interesting development. The last time the Viper Randy Orton was inside of the ring was back in April at Backlash, where he was banished from Monday Night Raw when he came up short in that Hell in the Cell battle against Matt Riddle over the WWE Championship. Randy Orton has been on the shelf for a month and change, but of course Randy Orton no longer allowed to find his home on Monday nights. He is here on Fridays, and Randy Orton not only back in action for the first time since April, over a month since Backlash, but the apex predator of WWE is now a part of SmackDown in the King of the Ring. The one and only Ricochet, we just said it moments ago, but he is not one to step down from any battle. But he certainly cannot like the man who is standing across the ring from him tonight. Business certainly picking up here in Toronto. The apex predator of WWE is back, and he has filled out the bracket for your 2023 King of the Ring. What is going to be a great night here at the Scotiabank Arena, finishing off our several-week Canadian tour. The North has been a great host of the WWE, and what better way to finish strong tonight with the opening round on SmackDown for the King of the Ring, plus that massive six-man tag team main event. AJ Styles and two mystery partners who we'll find out later taking on Imperium. Here we go, Randy Orton, one-on-one with one half of your World Tag Team Champions, Ricochet, in a first-round matchup in the 2023 King of the Ring. Of course, this past Monday night on Raw, the Raw side of the bracket kicking things off with Cedric Alexander moving on to the quarterfinals by defeating Tommaso Ciampa, and then Shinsuke Nakamura defeated LA Knight to move on to said quarterfinals as well. Who's going to join him in that next round? Will it be Ricochet? Will it be Randy Orton? We're going to find out in moments here on SmackDown. Ricochet is going to have to move fast and take things to the sky like he knows certainly how to do to try to throw Randy Orton off his game plan tonight. Gotta wonder how much time Randy Orton had to figure out a game plan for Ricochet, how long Randy Orton knew he was going to be here tonight in Toronto. All remains to be seen, but at the end of the day, we are here, we are live, we are living in the now with Ricochet and Randy Orton. And look at that maneuver by the one and only. And a nice bridge into the cover. Will that do it? Randy Orton pops the shoulder up. It's going to take a lot more to keep the Viper down. Randy Orton dominated Monday Night Raw for the better part of the year as the WWE Champion, kicking his former best friend Matt Riddle to the side. Randy Orton was running roughshod over the red brand for months. Of course, as we mentioned, Orton banished from Monday Night Raw back on April the 16th at Backlash. And that final encounter with his former friend Matt Riddle inside Hell in a Cell. Randy Orton has had time to rest and recuperate since the injuries that were occurring inside of that steel structure. And he is back in tonight on SmackDown as Ricochet pulling the Viper out the carpet from underneath of him. And Orton on the outside now. Here comes Ricochet. Looked like he was going for a drop kick there, and Orton avoided it. These two men playing a game of cat and mouse at the moment, but Ricochet finally catches him with that tilt-a-whirl on the outside. This has turned into one of the biggest matches of Ricochet's career, and he's going to do any means necessary to move on to the quarterfinals of the King of the Ring. Ricochet, Randy Orton kicking things off for Friday Night SmackDown in this prestigious tournament. And you remember the semifinals and finals of the King of the Ring tournament will take place on the night of the event, Sunday, June the 18th in Philadelphia at the King of the Ring live premiere event. Not only will the winner receive the crown of the King, but of course whoever wins this tournament is heading straight for August at SummerSlam to challenge for their brand's World Championship. High stakes, high reward in the King of the Ring. Randy Orton, after losing his WWE title at WrestleMania and coming up short in the rematch at Backlash, I'm sure would love to get an opportunity at SmackDown's World Championship. Randy Orton pummeling the one and only right now. One half of the World Tag Team Champions is not looking so hot. Remember, his tag team partner, Mustafa Ali, will be in action a little bit later in his first round matchup against All Day Austin Theory. Meanwhile, Ricochet is feeling the warpath of the Viper. We're going to stomp out the hopes and dreams of the one and only, but Ricochet lives to fight another moment. Ricochet is a tough puzzle to crack inside of that ring. As Randy Orton may not be taking Ricochet too seriously here. I don't know if that's the best idea. You saw the human highlight reel moments ago avoiding, or at least I should say surviving, Randy Orton's vicious stomps, and now Ricochet is coming out swinging here on the Apex Predator. Only one man can move on to the quarterfinals. Will that be Ricochet, or will it be Randy Orton? Randy Orton down and out, Ricochet hitting the ropes. What has the one and only got in mind? Here comes Ricochet! Into the cover. Will that do it? Randy Orton's foot underneath the bottom ropes there. The Apex Predator saved by the bell, if you will. Nice drop kick by Ricochet. Orton down and out, and Ricochet heads to the sky. What a maneuver by the one and only. Randy Orton tried going to the outside to avoid Ricochet, but this man knows how to strike from anywhere. Hits that Hurricane Rana off the apron. Ricochet is looking good right now, and the Apex Predator's got to regroup. A great matchup to kick things off here at the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, in this building for the first time since January the 1st when we were here for the Royal Rumble. Here Randy Orton with a DDT. Ricochet popping up. He's got to keep fighting till there's no gas left in the tank. Looked like Orton was trying to strike for the RKO, but Ricochet's speed was able to make him avoid it. Now look at this, one half of the World Tag Team Champions. Heading to the top, goes for the moonsault, but nobody home. Crash and burn by Ricochet. And Randy Orton's now in the driver's seat. Neck breaker there. So we start to move back and forth in your opening round match in the King of the Ring. Ricochet getting hung up in the top rope. And Randy Orton, look at this, the stomps on the hand. Just trying to beat down the one and only by any means necessary. Cold and calculated is the Apex Predator. And the man who now belongs to Friday Night SmackDown. Ricochet is looking worse for wear at the current moment. He may be in trouble. Randy Orton may be smelling victory at any second now. He slammed there, and wait a minute. Ricochet, oh no, Randy Orton's in the corner. Ricochet, he avoided the RKO, but nowhere to run from that punt kick. Randy Orton sending a message to the Friday Night SmackDown locker room, and certainly sending a message to all other men in the King of the Ring tournament. The Apex Predator is back, and he punt kicked his way to the quarterfinals. My goodness, what a match.
Here is your winner, the Viper, Randy Orton.
Well, Randy Orton returning with a vengeance tonight. And the Apex Predator now finds his name on the King of the Ring bracket and finds it in the quarterfinals coming up in a few weeks' time here on SmackDown. Randy Orton will face the winner of next week's battle between AJ Styles and Johnny Gargano, but the story here tonight is Randy Orton is back. The Apex Predator is now a part of the Blue brand, Friday Night SmackDown, and everybody in the locker room better be careful that they don't get bit by the vicious venom of this cold-hearted Viper. But nonetheless, the King of the Ring is set to continue.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 220 pounds, Austin Theory.
Earlier tonight, Randy Orton punched his ticket to the quarterfinals of the 2023 King of the Ring. Who is going to join him there? We will find out in moments. All day, Austin Theory came up short in that 30-minute Iron Man matchup back at Vengeance on the 14th of May. Cody Rhodes, of course, taking the W that night. Cody not finding himself in the King of the Ring tournament because Cody Rhodes has set his sights, I should say, on the United States champion Gunther. Throwing out the challenge to the Ring General. Still have yet to hear if Gunther is going to accept said challenge from the American Nightmare, but all remains to be seen. As for right here, right now, Austin Theory is looking to bounce back from that loss at Vengeance in the midst of the King of the Ring. But the other half of the World Tag Team Champions, Mustafa Ali, he saw his partner come up short earlier tonight. He's not looking for the same fate. Ali wants to punch his ticket to the quarterfinals, but he's got Austin Theory standing in his way.
And his opponent from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 182 pounds, one half of the World Tag Team Champions, Mustafa Ali.
It is the biggest week in Universe Mode history, and it all kicks off on June the 12th with Raw Homecoming. All roads lead to Super SmackDown in Washington, D.C. Of course, the channel member exclusive June the 17th at the Manhattan, New York Hammerstein Ballroom. And then, of course, June 18th, Wells Fargo Center, Philadelphia for the King of the Ring. It is going to be an epic week. 3 live premiere events, all at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and the channel member exclusive. What a week it is going to be coming up next month. Right here, Mustafa Ali, Austin Theory, looking to move one step closer to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Will one of these men find themselves in the semifinals and finals? All remains to be seen, but tonight it's just about getting out of the first round and moving on to the quarterfinals in 2 weeks here on SmackDown. Will it be Ali or will it be Theory? Mustafa Ali getting caught powerbomb position. Wait, not just yet. Stacking up Austin Theory. Ali is looking for the victory early. As we mentioned, not looking to suffer the same fate as Ricochet did earlier tonight, his tag team partner. Mustafa Ali, we speculated, was a breakout star in 2022, really a career resurgence for Ali. And even though he's been in the tag team picture over the last couple of months, certainly take nothing away out of Ali's singles abilities. My goodness, step up Spanish fly, only a 1 count there. But you hear the crowd here in Scotiabank. This is awesome already off the get-go. Ali throwing caution in the wind, all in the means of moving on in the King of the Ring. Springboard senton, another 1 count there. Ali is swinging for the fences, certainly looking for the home run tonight. Austin Theory, gotta be all kinds of dazed right now. Ali has been all over him since that opening bell. And here comes Ali again, over the top rope and down to the floor, taking out the opposer. Austin Theory finds himself in a precarious situation just as he did a few weeks ago, coming up short in that 30-minute Iron Man match against Cody Rhodes. Mustafa Ali springboard, going for the frog splash there. Nobody home, crash and burn for the first time after several high-risk maneuvers. Now Austin Theory trying to get back into this matchup of that flurry of offense by Ali. They're going to showcase his strength there, most likely the stronger of these two competitors. Ali, the more agile, but nonetheless, Austin Theory takes down 1/2 of the World Tag Team Champions. And a great match this has already been. We're about 1-2 minutes into this thing, but this is what the King of the Ring is all about. Leaving everything you got inside that squared circle. We're going to get your hand raised after the second bell. Winner of this matchup will meet the winner of next week's Braun Breaker and Dolph Ziggler battle. Austin Theory now over Mustafa Ali, just raking at the eyes. As we mentioned earlier tonight, Randy Orton moving on to fight the winner of next week's battle between AJ Styles and Johnny Gargano. Wait a minute, Ali rolling up Theory here to get the victory. Theory took his eye off the ball and it almost cost him. Now Theory realizes that mistake. Overhand shot to Mustafa. Now the former WWE champion's got that submission hold locked in. Leg lock on Ali. We saw Theory pull out a couple of new moves in his arsenal in that 30-minute Iron Man matchup. Clearly added to it as of late and trying to pull out some maneuvers on Ali to keep him down. But Mustafa has got the heart, he's got the soul, and he's going to keep swinging until there's absolutely nothing left. Ali, Austin Theory, only one man can move on to the quarterfinals. Who will it be? We will find out in moments. Theory once again rolling to the outside, just trying to stay away from Ali. And everything Ali is throwing at him in this matchup. Wait a minute, here comes Ali again, over the top with the crossbody. Theory is down and out, and he has not had an answer for Mustafa Ali from the majority of this contest so far. This has been a majority Ali wrestled style matchup. And Theory is really playing offense through defense the majority of this contest. Well, there's another shot to the back by Theory. Trying to get back into this match. Wrap it up. Ali and dropping him on the knee. And that may be a knockout blow, at least enough to get the victory, but Ali kicks out. Never count out Mustafa Ali. There's a reason we call that man the heart and soul of Friday Night SmackDown. Former United States champion, current half of your World Tag Team Champions. It could very well be moving on to the quarterfinals of the 2023 King of the Ring if he can get back into this match. Theory just ragdolling the opponent right here. And Austin Theory, a lot of taunt and a lot of ego just pouring out of this young man tonight. I don't know if he's taking Mustafa Ali serious or not, but he better keep his head on track. Because if not, Ali, rest assured, is going to find a way to pull out the victory tonight. Couple of shots, nothing pretty, but certainly effective by Austin Theory in the fall-away slam. Great night of action has been here to finish off our Canadian tour. So Scotiabank, Toronto, been on fire for an awesome episode of SmackDown thus far. And Ali going for the Enziguri. Theory avoided it, and Ali got it that time. If it doesn't work once, try again, and Mustafa Ali succeeds on the second go-around, goes behind, what a maneuver, into the bridge. Will that do it on Theory? Not just yet. And Theory continues to just try to get away from Mustafa Ali. Theory is wrestling this matchup on the run, for the majority of it at least, and Ali is really controlling the pace. Theory down again, Ali. Nice takedown, head scissors there. Ali's taking his time now, picking his spots. May have burned himself out a little bit with so many high-risk maneuvers, but there's Ali. Classic pop-up tornado DDT, like only Ali knows how to do it. And does it again, and that time with a little more stack on it. Austin Theory kicks out. What a maneuver by Ali. Hit that pop-up tornado, and then a springboard off the corner. But an even more effective tornado. Wait a minute, Austin Theory going for a Koji clutch here. Ali's own submission maneuver that we have seen Mustafa pull out in the past. Austin Theory trying to do anything he can to throw Ali off his game plan. Ali not only knows how to utilize that maneuver, but certainly knows how to survive it. That time he got out of the way, but Austin Theory with that boot scrape changes the course of this matchup. Ali down. Wait a minute. Austin Theory's got him on the shoulders. A-Town down to the other half of the World Tag Team Champions. And that'll do it. Austin Theory just did enough to survive in the King of the Ring tonight. Ali gave it his all. Threw everything in the kitchen sink at Austin Theory tonight. But in the end, Theory, just a better man. And there you see your updated King of the Ring bracket. Austin Theory joins Randy Orton in the quarterfinals of this prestigious tournament. But who is going to face those two men? We will find out in just 7 nights on SmackDown. Austin Theory picks up the victory in Toronto. We are live from the XL Center, Hartford, Connecticut. Happy Memorial Day 2023. We are just a few weeks away from the King of the Ring pay-per-view, and it is time to continue the first round of that very prestigious tournament.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, weighing in at 212 pounds, Sami Zayn.
Well, Sami Zayn, always the center of controversy here on Monday Night Raw. His best friend Kevin Owens taking out the Beast Incarnate Brock Lesnar 2 weeks ago. And then just 7 nights ago here on the Red Brand, Sami Zayn certainly aiding Kevin Owens and becoming the #1 contender for Matt Riddle's WWE Championship on the Sunday, June the 18th in Philadelphia. Sami Zayn certainly sticking his nose where it certainly didn't belong, and taking John Cena's eye off the ball one too many times in that main event matchup last week. But tonight, Sami Zayn participates in King of the Ring, and he has got his hands full with a big, strong boy, Tyler Bate.
And his opponent from Dudley, England, weighing in at 175 pounds, Tyler Bate.
Well, let's take a look at this King of the Ring bracket thus far. Last week on Raw, Cedric Alexander and Shinsuke Nakamura moving on to the quarterfinals. But who is going to join them and decide our quarterfinal matches for next week here on the Red Brand? Sami Zayn, Tyler Bate, one-on-one, and as we mentioned, still to come later tonight, the Celtic Warrior Sheamus. He has been at odds with the Visionary for weeks. He owns a one-on-one victory against Rollins, and then you remember that 6-man tag team match at Vengeance, the Brawling Brutes defeating Rollins and the Judgment Day. But who will be the better man tonight between Rollins and Sheamus, and who will fight Cedric Alexander in the quarterfinals next week here on Raw? As we mentioned, Sunday night, June the 18th, we are heading to the Wells Fargo Center, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania for the 2023 King of the Ring live premiere event, which will conclude our biggest week in Universe Mode history. Of course, the previous Monday, 2 weeks from tonight, it is Raw Homecoming, Madison Square Garden, New York City, another live premiere. And then later that Friday night, it's going to be Super SmackDown, Washington, D.C., a week of live premiere events right here on the No Nation Gaming YouTube channel. All will kick off at 5 p.m. Eastern Time this coming June, and Tyler Bate taking the fight to Sami Zayn early. Remember what is on the line, not just the crown of the king, but the winner of the King of the Ring tournament is moving to the main event of SummerSlam to challenge for their brand's World Championship. SummerSlam coming up in August, a lot of opportunity riding on the line in each and every King of the Ring matchup. This tournament kicking off last week on Raw and SmackDown. It has been a doozy so far. And Tyler Bate looking to make a name for himself on the red brand with a tope suicida through the ropes and down to the floor. We saw the big strong boy take Ilya Dragunov, the Intercontinental Champion, to the limit a number of weeks ago in that open challenge. Coming up short, the championship on the line. Bate with another big opportunity here tonight. The great liberator of WWE, however, Sami Zayn, looking to make sure Tyler Bate isn't using him as a stepping stone in this tournament. As we mentioned, Sami Zayn, always the center of controversy alongside his best friend Kevin Owens here on Monday Night Raw. Taking out Brock Lesnar a number of weeks ago, and as we mentioned, coming up on the 18th of June at King of the Ring, Kevin Owens will meet the original bro Matt Riddle one-on-one for the WWE Championship. I'm sure Sami Zayn is looking to be in the prize fighter's corner that night. And of course, be in the finals of the King of the Ring on that night as well. But he's got to get out of the first round. Tyler Bate looking to make sure this is going to happen on his watch. Former NXT United Kingdom Champion versus a former NXT Champion. Two great talents here, but Tyler Bate got to be the underdog here tonight. He's made certainly turned a lot of heads and been impressive in his run on the main roster the last couple of months, but needs to start picking up some W's. Start building some momentum here on Monday Night Raw. Tonight could possibly be that night as he sends Sami Zayn off the top. It's going to be a great night of action. Happy Memorial Day 2023, everybody. We are live from the XL Center here in Hartford, Connecticut. First time back in the States since our massive Canadian tour over the last month. All roads lead to the biggest week in Universe Mode history. It kicks off Monday night, June the 18th. Monday Night Raw Homecoming from New York City in Madison Square Garden. Later that week, it is Super SmackDown at the Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. Of course, 24 hours after that is our channel member exclusive WWE live event. Hit the join button down below so you don't miss out. You're heading to the Manhattan, New York Hammerstein Ballroom. And then Sunday night, June the 18th, Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia for King of the Ring. Tyler Bate sending Sami Zayn on an amusement park ride on the outside of the ring. Tyler Bate, incredible arsenal does that young man have. They're going to use all his weapons to keep down the Great Liberator tonight, but Sami Zayn certainly got other plans. Cutting Bates' momentum off there, and a simple yet effective suplex on the young man. Notice Kevin Owens not in the corner of Sami Zayn tonight. Rare occurrence, not sure what's going on there, but Sami Zayn's usually in the corner of Kevin Owens, but I digress. Not looking to drive a wedge between two men who have, for one reason or another, ran Monday Night Raw in their own ways over the last number of months. Nonetheless, Tyler Bate in the corner, and Sami Zayn has got him in a precarious situation right now, just throwing haymakers and follows it up with that basement drop kick. Sami Zayn looking to move on and fight Shinsuke Nakamura in the quarterfinals next week. Of course, Nakamura defeating LA Knight in their third matchup in the last number of weeks in that rubber match last week. Phenomenal contest between LA Knight and Shinsuke Nakamura. And Nakamura ultimately punching his ticket to next week on Raw to participate in the quarterfinals of the 2023 King of the Ring. But who will be his opponent? Will it be the big strong boy Tyler Bate? Will it be the great liberator Sami Zayn? We will find out as this match progresses. Tyler Bate getting sent to the outside. And Sami Zayn has got his eyes locked on the young man. Can't imagine he's going to go for a dive right now. Tyler Bate's a little far out. Zayn could just be looking for a count-out victory here. Win by any means possible over Tyler Bate. A win is a win. As long as that bell sounds and you're on the other end of it, you're moving on to fight Nakamura next week. But Bate trying to get back into this matchup. Goes behind on Zayn. Nice snap German there. Elects not to go for the bridge. Tyler Bate knows it's going to take a lot to keep down Sami Zayn tonight. Bate not looking to go down without a fight. Going for the shooting star press. But unfortunately, Sami Zayn getting the knees up, and the rib cage of Tyler Bate has got to be crying for mercy right now. Sami Zayn taking Bate over. Tyler showing a sign of life there, but Sami Zayn having none of it. Sending him into the corner. At any moment, Sami Zayn could be looking for that Helluva kick. Tyler Bate knows that, and needs to get out of having his back against the wall. Snapping the fingers of Sami Zayn there, taking a page of his old friend, the Bruiserweight Butch's book, and sending Sami Zayn down with a brainbuster there. Nice move by Tyler Bate. Double underhook, sits out with a power bomb. Bate is rolling, and Tyler Bate looking for the cover to fight Nakamura next week, but you saw Sami Zayn. His hand was underneath the bottom rope, not even able to get the 1 count there. Bate's got to keep this momentum going, though. Can't take the wheels off the track just yet. Keep moving forward, keep throwing everything you got at Sami Zayn, all in the means of fighting Shinsuke Nakamura in the quarterfinals 7 nights from tonight. Now Zayn heading up to the top rope. Bate is down on the canvas, going for the splash, and nobody home. Nice survival by Tyler Bate there, takes him out with the lariat. Not sure if he got all that there, but it was certainly enough to take Sami Zayn off his feet. Tyler Bate's wheels are spinning. And surprisingly, Sami Zayn finding himself in the lower half of this matchup. Bate, the underdog, coming into this thing, but could be ready to pull off the upset and move on to the quarterfinals of the King of the Ring. Now look at this, taking the legs out up from underneath Sami Zayn. Look at this reverse Boston Crab on Zayn. If Zayn taps out, Bate's got a first-class ticket to fight Nakamura next week on Raw. Sami Zayn holding on for dear life, able to pop the ankle of Tyler Bate out from under him. Tyler Bate almost had him there. Double underhook powerbomb a few moments ago in that reverse Boston Crab. Sami Zayn certainly got to be feeling the injuries in the back right now as Bate is really focusing on it. Momentum shifting back to the Great Liberator's corner. And now Sami up on the top rope with Tyler. Goes for the Frankensteiner, and Tyler Bate's able to hold on. Crash and burn, and delivers the bare knee. Tyler Bate is rolling, and he might have Sami Zayn, the upset of the King of the Ring. Not just yet. Tyler Bate looking to bust a couple of brackets tonight and defeat Sami Zayn in this first round matchup. Bate going back up to the top rope, but went to the well too many times. Sami Zayn sends him for a ride to the canvas. These two men fighting tooth and nail. That's what the King of the Ring is all about, as we saw last week on Raw and on SmackDown. Each and every participant leaving it inside the squared circle to try to make it to Philadelphia on the 18th of June to participate in the semifinals and hopefully the finals of the King of the Ring. Zayn sending Tyler into the corner again. Surprisingly not going for that Helluva kick just yet. Sami Zayn's got a lot of tools in his bag of tricks. Wait a minute, Tyler's in the corner. There it is! Helluva kick to Sami Zayn, or excuse me, to Tyler Bate. And that is going to be all she wrote. No! Tyler Bate reaching out, grabbing the ropes, and the big strong boy continues on forward. Tyler saved by the ropes. And Sami Zayn has got to be racking his brain, hitting Tyler Bate with the Helluva kick. But this matchup does not hear the sound of the bell just yet. And here comes Tyler into the cover. Will that do it? Sami Zayn gets the shoulder up. Tyler Bate barely survived off the Helluva kick, able to grab the ropes, but was that the adrenaline rush that this young man needed to fight to the very end, taking Sami Zayn down again? Sami Zayn might have thrown his best trick at the big strong boy. Tyler Bate was able to survive, and that may be the confidence booster that sends him to the quarterfinals. Zayn trying to get back into this. Tyler Bate having none of it. Oh, wait a minute. Tyler Bate pops the ankles out from underneath Sami Zayn again, and he's got the reverse busted in. Sami Zayn trying to reach out, but he taps. Sami Zayn taps. Tyler Bate pulling off the upset of the King of the Ring. And the big strong boy is going to the quarterfinals to fight Shinsuke Nakamura 7 nights from tonight on Monday Night Raw. What a win for this underdog in the first round of the 2023 King of the Ring.
Here is your winner, Tyler Bate.
Absolutely incredible performance from the first ever NXT United Kingdom champion. And there you see it, the big strong boy Tyler Bate. Moving on to next week on Raw, he will battle Shinsuke Nakamura in the quarterfinals of the 2023 King of the Ring. And whoever wins that has got their ticket punched for the 18th of June in Philadelphia. What a way to kick off Monday Night Raw on Memorial Day. And it is main event time! And not only is it main event time, not only is it Memorial Day, not only is it Monday Night Raw, but it is Fight Night! The Celtic Warrior, the Visionary, first round battle in the King of the Ring!
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring, representing the Brawling Brutes from Dublin, Ireland, weighing in at 267 pounds, the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus!
We saw that incredible battle that kicked off the show, and it is signed for next week. Tyler Bate, Shinsuke Nakamura, Big Strong Boy versus the King of Strong Style. The quarterfinals of the King of the Ring tournament kick off 7 nights from tonight on Monday Night Raw. Nakamura or Tyler Bate will punch their ticket to Philadelphia, and Cedric Alexander awaits his quarterfinal opponent. Will it be the Celtic Warrior, or will it be the Visionary, the Revolutionary, Seth freaking Rollins? Some bad blood between these two men dating back to the month of March in the lead up to the Backlash event. Seth Rollins looking to right the wrong from all those weeks ago, get through Sheamus tonight, and punch his ticket to the quarterfinals. Big time main event set, live from Hartford.
And his opponent from Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 217 pounds, Seth freaking Rollins!
And to reiterate the history between these two men, it was a qualifying matchup to see who would be a part of the 5-man #1 contenders match leading at Backlash for the WWE Championship. It was Seth Rollins versus Sheamus. Sheamus picked up the win over the Visionary, and then after Backlash, Seth Rollins would retaliate over Sheamus with an ambush in the backstage area after Monday Night Raw went off the air. That of course led to that big time, six-man tag team match in Vancouver at Vengeance with the Brawling Brutes taking on Seth Rollins and the two men he chose to stand by his side on that night, Finn Balor and Damian Priest of the Judgment Day. The Brawling Brutes coming out victorious in Vancouver a couple of weeks ago, but tonight it is about the King of the Ring. Will Seth Rollins be able to right the wrong of that Backlash qualifying matchup, or is Sheamus going to punch his ticket to the quarterfinals? Rollins coming out with that dropkick early, nobody home, and Sheamus with that overhand shot to the chest. It should be a great matchup as Rollins looking for the quick cover over Sheamus. And you gotta wonder if Rollins is in his own head about this matchup, knowing that the last time these two men went one-on-one, Sheamus was the victor. And the last time they were involved in any style match with each other, Sheamus was also on the winning side. Seth Rollins also has to remember, you gotta have short-term memory in this business. You can't hang on those losses that long. You gotta keep moving forward, and that's what Rollins needs to do tonight. Going for the quick covers early. Seth Rollins trying to maybe throw Sheamus off his game, catch him by surprise, or how maybe Rollins knows he's not going to put Sheamus away just yet, but really just trying to frustrate his opponent and allow Sheamus to be on the defense. Rollins taking care of the Celtic Warrior early. I'm sure the Visionary has thought long and hard and watched the match back from a month and change ago and tried to put together the correct blueprint to defeat Sheamus tonight, and maneuvers like that certainly gonna aid him so. Tope suicided to the outside, and Sheamus didn't even see what hit him as he had his back turned and Rollins came like a bullet from behind. Sheamus has got to be careful that he does not get lured into Seth Rollins' style of matchup here. Sheamus is a brawler. There's a reason they call themselves the Brawling Brutes. There's a reason it is fight night every single time Sheamus steps inside the squared circle. He would prefer to throw some haymakers, throw some fists, but Seth Rollins definitely looking to out-wrestle Sheamus and possibly beat him at his own game tonight. All remains to be seen what is going to happen as this match progresses here in your main event Memorial Day, Hartford, Connecticut, getting a treat. Sheamus and Seth Rollins locking horns yet again. And again, Cedric Alexander, first matchup of the King of the Ring tournament last week, defeated the Blackheart Tommaso Ciampa. He will fight the winner of this very battle next week on Raw. Of course, those quarterfinal matches next week on Raw and Friday Night SmackDown will decide who participates in the semifinals of the King of the Ring tournament on Sunday night, June the 18th in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at the King of the Ring. Semifinals and finals of the tournament will take place on the same night. The winner will be crowned the King of the Ring and will earn themselves a main event World Championship opportunity in August at SummerSlam. High stakes riding on every single matchup, and Seth Rollins throwing caution in the wind for a second time on Sheamus. And so far, Sheamus has shown some glimmers of hope, but he has really been wrestling this matchup on the defense. Seth Rollins has got the Celtic Warrior where he wants him right now, and after that loss a number of weeks ago, that is certainly what Rollins had to be hoping for. Sheamus is down and out. Seth Rollins looking to carry the momentum off the Judgment Day's victory over the Brawling Brutes. Hope that plagues Sheamus tonight, and Rollins punches his ticket the next week. Look at this, Sheamus trying to get back into this, grabbing the throat of Rollins and sits out with it. It's a choke slam power bomb variation. And Sheamus at the same time, you just talked about Judgment Day and Brawling Brutes and the matchup that just happened moments ago. Celtic Warrior can't let the Brawling Brutes' loss hinder his mindset coming into this matchup. Sheamus has got to stay focused, and I don't think he's going to let Butch and Ridge Holland coming up short really hinder his mindset. We're talking about a former world champion, former United States champion, intercontinental champion. Sheamus has done it all in this business. And quite frankly, we failed to mention so far, but Sheamus, a former King of the Ring winner. Back in 2010, it was King Sheamus taking the throne. Sheamus looking to do it all over again in 2023, all these years later. Sheamus missing wildly with that shot. They're able to grab Sheamus. Grab Seth Rollins and maneuver him where he wants him there, hanging him up on the top rope. And bad blood between these two men. If that's not enough to want to come up on the winning side of things, add in the prestige of the King of the Ring, and you got yourself a treat between these two main event caliber superstars. Rollins getting back into this. Wait a minute, going for a middle rope Phoenix splash. And that may be all she wrote here tonight. Rollins looking to move on, but not just yet. Celtic Warrior will not go down without a fight. One of the toughest son of a bitches to ever enter the squared circle. Rollins knows that, and he's going to have to dig deep down in the bag of tricks. And wait a minute, I think that's exactly what he's about to do. Rollins going to do the deed. Superplex. Falcon Arrow. Combination, but only a one count there as Sheamus gets the shoulder up. Hartford, Connecticut coming unglued. Great main event so far between Rollins and Sheamus. I cannot believe that Seth Rollins, a Phoenix Splash, followed by a Superplex, followed by the Falcon Arrow combination, and Sheamus was only kept down for a one count. If that doesn't show you how tough Sheamus is and how much he wants to defeat Seth Rollins tonight to move on to the King of the Ring quarterfinals next week, I don't know what will. It's going to be an awesome night of action next week on Raw. What about the main event that has already been signed? The Harbinger of Doom, Karrion Kross, the man who ambushed the almighty Bobby Lashley last week, sending him through a table in the backstage area. Karrion Kross will go one-on-one with the WWE Champion, the original bro, Matt Riddle. Massive main event between two of Monday Night Raw's best coming your way in just 7 nights. The same night that the quarterfinals of the King of the Ring tournament will kick off. Sheamus trying to get back into this, but Rollins has other plans here. He's looking to stomp a mud hole in the Celtic Warrior right now. Seth Rollins is taking the fight to Sheamus. As this match progresses, it's really been the story ever since the beginning. Sheamus showing glimmers of hope here and there. But he has been fighting on the defense for the majority of this thing. As Seth Rollins has been in control, he just hasn't been able to keep Sheamus down for a 3 count just yet. And now off the top, dropping the elbow. And that may do it. Into the cover. And Rollins not watching his ring positioning there. Sheamus saved by the ropes. Hell, Tyler Bate was saved by the ropes earlier tonight, and he ended up coming out and winning that matchup. What a upset earlier in the evening. Tyler Bate tapping out Sami Zayn to move on to next week on Raw. Certainly busted a couple brackets of the WWE Universe. Sheamus looking to do the same. He's got Seth Rollins up, and he's going for the kill with the Celtic Cross. No wasted motion there by Sheamus. And Rollins may have survived, but he got the 2 count there. And you see, as soon as Sheamus got the opportunity to strike, he went with one of his best maneuvers. Sheamus feeling a sense of urgency after fighting on the defense and knows it's now or never to keep down the visionary of WWE. Nice Alabama slam. That's a concussion any day of the week. Now Sheamus has got to get back into this, going for the bro kick. Misses wildly as Rollins got out of the way, but Sheamus still swinging. Whipping Rollins off. Scooping a slam in there, and down goes Seth. Into the cover. Will that do it? And Rollins kicks out again. This is what the King of the Ring tournament is all about, ladies and gentlemen. And this crowd at Hartford giving the appreciation to Rollins, giving the appreciation to Sheamus. These two athletes leaving it all they got from bell to bell. And Sheamus taking down Rollins again. And the Celtic Warrior is starting to pick up steam. Sending Rollins into the corner. Big time knee. We saw that earlier in this matchup, but won't be enough to scramble the eggs of Rollins. Went for it again, quite frankly, too many times. And now Seth face plants Sheamus. And I think that's gonna do it. Rollins might have caught him, but not just yet. I thought Seth Rollins might have had him there. Thought he might have caught Sheamus by surprise. Couldn't keep him down, but a swing blade and whatever else Rollins got in mind may do just that. The visionary now, keeping his wheels on the track, and now Rollins is heading to the top rope. And what has Seth got in mind here? Could be going for a top rope Phoenix splash. This time he hits it again. If it doesn't work once, go to the well again is what Rollins was thinking. And he almost had him. 2 count there, but Sheamus survives. Incredible main event between Rollins and Sheamus. Bad blood spoiling over to this tournament. And with the prestige and opportunity that is at stake in each and every match in the King of the Ring, neither one of these men looking to come up with the L tonight. Nice axe hammer by Sheamus. These men starting to go back and forth in this main event as Rollins now delivers a knockout blow of a knee. My goodness. And somehow Sheamus is on his feet, but here's Rollins sending him for a ride, face first off the canvas. And Sheamus heading to the outside, but Rollins is on his tail. No wasted motion out of the visionary, and drops the elbow to the heart of the Celtic Warrior. Rollins heading back inside the ring, and he's not done. Thought he could have been going for the count out, but Seth Rollins' wheels are still spinning now off the top rope with a lariat and nails Sheamus wildly. Seth Rollins does not want to feel the suffering and pain of a loss that he felt a few weeks ago. Wait a minute. Here it comes. The stomp on Sheamus. And that is going to do it. Rollins moving on to the quarterfinals. No! Seth Rollins has snapped. Rollins is pissed. The stomp not putting Sheamus away. Hartford, Connecticut certainly not complaining. They are getting quite the treat in this main event. How the hell did Sheamus survive that stomp after everything Rollins has thrown at him? And you see Seth Rollins is doing anything he can to keep down Sheamus right now. Sending him off into the ropes again. Takedown there. Sheamus landed a little bit stiff on the neck, and another kick right to the heart of the Celtic Warrior. Into the cover. And that does it. That does it. And if that doesn't tell you how close Sheamus was to almost being finished off the stomp, Rollins had to add a little more salt to that seasoning, and that'll do it. Rollins is moving on in the King of the Ring. Sheamus gave it all he had, but Rollins was just the better man tonight.
Here is your winner, Seth freaking Rollins.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Next week here on Raw, Cedric Alexander with the biggest match of his career versus the visionary Seth freaking Rollins in the quarterfinals of the King of the Ring. Wait a minute. Sheamus is down at ringside. The music has come to a halt, and Seth Rollins is not done. Are you gotta be kidding me right now? Rollins, come on now. Adding insult to injury, rubbing salt in the wounds of the man he just defeated inside of the squared circle. Rollins has not forgotten about that loss in the lead up to Backlash. Oh, wait a minute, come on now. Not a steel chair to the rib cage of Sheamus. This is absolutely unnecessary. The referee's helpless to step in and stop this. Rollins is a madman, and he's taken out his anger and aggression that has been building up for weeks on the Celtic Warrior. Rollins already won the match, but he's not satisfied just yet. Sheamus is absolutely helpless to defend himself right now. The Brawling Brutes probably have no idea what's even going on. Oh, wait a minute, no! A curb stomp on the outside of the ring! Rollins already won the match. He'll already meet Cedric next week, but Seth Rollins was not going to be satisfied till he absolutely embarrassed Sheamus. It's time to kick off Friday Night SmackDown with a King of the Ring first round match.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Woodstock, Georgia, weighing in at 230 pounds, Braun Breaker.
All right, let's see if we can speak clearly now. Braun Breaker, the blue chipper of the blue brand, Friday Night SmackDown. The last time we saw this man in action was back on the 14th of May at Vengeance when he went one-on-one with Drew McIntyre and came up short in that World Heavyweight Championship match. Braun Breaker's got all the tools to be a champion one day, and maybe the King of the Ring tournament is exactly what this young man needs to catapult him to that next level, not just on SmackDown, but in the entire WWE. But standing in Braun Breaker's way, an old rival looking to punch his ticket to the quarterfinals.
And his opponent from Hollywood, Florida, weighing in at 218 pounds, Dolph Ziggler.
Let us take a look at how the King of the Ring bracket has played out thus far. You see who has moved on and who will compete this Monday night on Raw, but who is going to move on to next week on SmackDown to fight Austin Theory, and then in the other contest, Randy Orton. The quarterfinals of the King of the Ring next Monday and Friday night, and then of course all roads will lead to Sunday night, June the 18th in Philadelphia. The semifinals and finals both taking place on the same evening at the King of the Ring live premiere event. And as we've been discussing in detail over the last number of weeks, not only is the crown of the King on the line in this prestigious tournament, but the winner of the 2023 King of the Ring is going to punch their ticket to August, to SummerSlam, to battle their brand's world champion. A lot riding on the line in each and every matchup. The King of the Ring tournament has been a blast to watch thus far. And here we go, moving us on SmackDown, Braun Breaker and Dolph Ziggler. These two men have issues over a year ago in NXT when Dolph Ziggler spoiled the first reign of Braun Breaker as the NXT champion, but most recently these two men have been inside the squared circle here on Friday Night SmackDown. Both wins belonging to Braun Breaker. This is the third meeting in just over a month between these two men, and really for Dolph Ziggler it's about getting back those victories over Braun Breaker, not only dating back to a year ago when Braun took away the NXT Championship from Dolph, kicking off his second reign with the gold, but remember a couple of weeks ago, or just over a month ago, I should say, Braun with a dominating victory over Dolph, and then the SmackDown before Vengeance, Dolph wanted to run it back and almost had Braun Breaker on that night, but unfortunately the young man and Braun Breaker was able to overcome the show-off. These two men reigniting that flame tonight, and I don't know if the flame will ever go out. There seems to be an ever-looming issue between the blue chipper of SmackDown and the show-off Dolph Ziggler. But tonight a lot more rides on the line than just a personal vendetta. Wait a minute, Ziggler taking Braun Breaker over here, going for the pinfall here. I think Dolph Ziggler knows he wasn't going to defeat Braun there, but just trying to get in the head of this young, possibly naive competitor. We speculated back at Vengeance when Braun Breaker was battling Drew McIntyre over the World Heavyweight Championship that maybe Braun bit off more than he can chew. He has all the tools to be a world champion one day. It's not a matter of if, it's certainly when. Braun will be the top of the mountain. His day will come, but maybe it just isn't going to be right now. It certainly wasn't at Vengeance, and Braun Breaker can certainly shut up a lot of naysayers if he can outlast 4 rounds of the King of the Ring tournament. That is certainly going to be a tall task ahead. The winner of this matchup will move on to next week in the quarterfinals of the tournament, and will meet All Day Austin Theory. Theory defeated one half of the World Tag Team Champions Mustafa Ali just last week on SmackDown. What about the shocking return to the blue brand of the Viper, Randy Orton? After being banished from Monday Night Raw back in April at Backlash, Randy Orton officially a part of SmackDown. He defeated the other half of the World Tag Team Champions Ricochet. Both those men await their quarterfinal opponents for next week here on SmackDown. We will find out who that's going to be throughout this evening. Braun Breaker taking the fight to Dolph Ziggler right now. As we already mentioned, we'll say it again, Braun Breaker looking to shut up some naysayers here tonight and bounce back after that loss to the World Heavyweight Champion Drew McIntyre a couple of weeks back at Vengeance. Dolph rolling to the outside, just trying to catch a breath. And this blue chipper is eyeing up the show off. Look at Braun Breaker take it to the sky. An amazing athlete is Braun Breaker. And he showed us why right there. Taking out Dolph Ziggler and squashing him at ringside, sending him right back inside the squared circle. Braun Breaker wants to punch his ticket to the quarterfinals, and Dolph Ziggler, however, looking to teach Braun Breaker a lesson or two inside or outside of the squared circle. Can't take your eyes off of the show-off. These two men have been in there numerous of times, and as we mentioned, Braun has picked up 2 recent victories over Ziggler. And you gotta imagine Dolph Ziggler is more motivated than ever to not only get that win back over Braun Breaker, but move on to fight Austin Theory next week. You gotta wonder if Braun Breaker, even though he's coming off a loss at Vengeance against Drew McIntyre, you gotta wonder if Braun is taking Dolph a little lightly tonight. 2 recent wins over the show-off, even though Dolph, especially in that last meeting, took the fight to Breaker. Maybe Braun's already in his head. Maybe he's looking past Dolph Ziggler, thinking he's got this one in the bag and he's going to fight Austin Theory next week. All remains to be seen as this matchup progresses here in New Hampshire on Friday Night SmackDown. Nonetheless, Dolph Ziggler not looking to go in and out of this tournament just yet. Nice snap German on Braun. Will that do it in the pinfall? Got the 2 count there, but not enough to keep the blue chipper down. Still to come tonight here on SmackDown, we are going to see the whole shebang. Johnny Gargano, one-on-one with the phenomenal AJ Styles, who just last week was in your 6-man tag team main event alongside the returning Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows against Imperium. Styles riding some momentum off 7 nights ago. Will that play in to his matchup with Gargano later tonight? And of course, in your main event, the Rated R Superstar Edge returns to action. Wait a minute here. Speaking of Edge, there's a spear by Braun Breaker out of nowhere on Dolph Ziggler, and Ziggler survives. Braun Breaker looking to cut Dolph Ziggler in half. The show-off having none of it. A hard kick out, but Ziggler at the end of the day was able to get there. Now Braun could have been going for that fireman's carry press slam. Dolph countered, and now Ziggler's going for the kill. Sleeper hold. Will Dolph Ziggler be able to tap out or possibly pass out Braun Breaker and move on to next week? Braun's holding on. He's a tough young kid, but will he be able to survive the sleeper hold here? Look at that. Look at the muscle out of Braun. The roll over on Dolph Ziggler. Dolph, a veteran of taking things to the mat. Former amateur wrestler, but Braun Breaker was able to out-wrestle him there. Now here's Braun, maybe fired up after Ziggler survived the spear. Taking out Dolph over the top. And Braun's not done. Big-time spine buster by this young man. Former 2-time NXT champion. Wants to see his name in the lights on Friday Night SmackDown. And a whole new path could start right here tonight in New Hampshire in the King of the Ring tournament. So Braun would love to run it back with Drew McIntyre or whoever is the World Heavyweight Champion come August in SummerSlam. Could be the Rated R Superstar Edge. Could be Robert Roode if Roode can punch his ticket to King of the Ring later tonight here on SmackDown. Bron Breakker in the corner. Wait a minute. Taking his eye off the show-off, and Ziggler with that Stinger Splash. It really plays into what we said earlier. Is Bron Breakker taking Dolph Ziggler a little lightly? And I don't think that's a good idea if so, because Dolph Ziggler survived that spear, and clearly Dolph, as he heads to the top rope, is looking to do any means necessary to face Austin Theory next week. What a matchup this has been to kick us off here on Friday Night SmackDown, just over 2 weeks away till we head to Philadelphia, Wells Fargo Center, for the 2023 King of the Ring, which will be taking place during our biggest Universe Mode week in history. Raw Homecoming Super SmackDown, WWE Live at the Hammerstein Ballroom, all culminating at King of the Ring in Philadelphia. It is going to be an awesome event coming up in just a number of weeks. And one of these men wants to be in the conversation at King of the Ring. Bron Breakker got Ziggler to his feet, was able to bounce back up to that little bit of momentum here. And look at the strength by Bron, muscling up Dolph Ziggler, and down to the canvas he goes. Will that do it? Into the cover to fight Austin Theory in the quarterfinals. Not just yet. Of course, the finals at King of the Ring will be a SmackDown versus Raw finals, and Bron Breakker looking to find his way to Philadelphia, but Dolph Ziggler survives a second spear. How the hell is the show-off still in this thing? Bron Breakker cutting Dolph in half, not once, but twice, but the heart, the soul, the resilience of the show-off. Dolph Ziggler wants one more run in the main event. He wants the World Championship, and Bron Breakker is the man standing in his path right now. Bron is dazed. Ziggler with a super kick right on the button. But you see, Dolph is exhausted for this matchup so far. A little bit of delayed pinfall. Almost had him there. A 2 count, but Bron survives. What a great contest between these two athletes. Dolph Ziggler, super kick to the jawline. Unfortunately, wasn't able to capitalize immediately with the pinfall, exhausted from the damage throughout this match, and Bron Breakker was able to kick out. We still continue with this with this first round matchup in the King of the Ring. We're gonna move on to the quarterfinals next week. Of course, the quarterfinals kick off on Monday Night Raw this coming Monday, continue next Friday night on SmackDown. This coming Monday night on Raw, it's going to be Tyler Bate versus Shinsuke Nakamura, as well as Cedric Alexander versus Seth Rollins. And Ziggler going for another super kick. Bron Breakker able to dodge it. And a nice maneuver there by Breakker, taking Ziggler off his feet. Ziggler was going for the kill yet again. Nobody home. But now Ziggler trying to take Bron Breakker off his game. Stacks him up with the pinfall. Will that do it? No. These guys are fighting tooth and nail, all for the chance to move on to the quarterfinals. And Austin Theory's got to be loving what he's watching right now, because whoever survives and whoever moves on to next week is certainly not going to be nearing 100%. Dolph coming off the top, an elbow to the heart. And Bron Breakker survives yet again. Dolph Ziggler questioning what the hell he's got to do to keep this young man down. Ziggler's got his eyes locked for a second super kick and falls immediately into the cover. That has got to do it. Ziggler, no! You have got to be kidding me. Bron Breakker surviving a second super kick. The egg's got to be scrambled, but Bron is still fighting. Here we go, a fist fight breaking down in this matchup. Bron Breakker countering whatever Ziggler's got in mind. Double spears, double super kicks. Yet the bell still is not tolled for a second time just yet. A third super kick. You gotta be kidding me. Oh my goodness. Bron Breakker reaching out and saved by the ropes. How the hell are these two men still fighting? What an incredible King of the Ring first round match. If you needed any indication of what this tournament means to each and every participant still left fighting in it, look no further than Braun Breaker and Dolph Ziggler's fight right here. Braun rolling to the outside, ducking for coverage, but Dolph meets him with a Cactus Jack style elbow off the apron. I don't think Braun Breaker was expecting this fight out of Dolph Ziggler. 3 super kicks, yet it's still not enough. 2 spears cutting Dolph in half, and somehow Dolph is still swinging for the fences. Braun going for the shoulder block, nobody home. When is Ziggler going behind? Stack it up, Braun Breaker, pinfall. Ziggler got him, he got him, he got him. Dolph Ziggler, after everything that these two men threw at each other, Ziggler survives and finds a way to outlast the former 2-time NXT champion. What an incredible fight to kick things off. And Dolph Ziggler, at the end of the day, is the man who gets the 3 count.
Here is your winner, Dolph Ziggler.
Braun Breaker cannot believe it. He cannot believe that Dolph Ziggler snuck away with the victory tonight. By hook or by crook, that man, the show-off, is moving on to next week to the quarterfinals of the 2023 King of the Ring tournament. 7 nights from tonight, the stage is set. Dolph Ziggler, one-on-one with All-Day Austin Theory in the 2023 King of the Ring. We are set for our second first-round matchup in the King of the Ring tournament this evening, and the final first-round matchup in the tournament as well. The phenomenal AJ Styles, the whole shebang, Johnny Gargano. This is gonna be a doozy right here tonight on Friday Night SmackDown.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring, representing the OC from Gainesville, Georgia, weighing in at 218 pounds. The phenomenal AJ Styles.
Well, AJ Styles recently challenged for the United States Championship, and we have some breaking news 2 weeks from tonight. Live for Super SmackDown in Washington, D.C., the United States Championship will be on the line. Imperium's Gunther accepting the challenge of the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and for the first time in a WWE ring, Gunther and Rhodes will meet 2 weeks from tonight, live from Washington, D.C. for the United States Championship. What a monstrous main event matchup that is going to be. In just 14 days, 2 weeks from tonight, a part of the biggest week in Universe Mode history. But AJ Styles, he's got to focus in on Johnny Gargano here tonight.
And his opponent from Cleveland, Ohio, weighing in at 199 pounds, Johnny Gargano.
Well, Johnny Gargano has really been regaining the support of the WWE fan base as of late. It just unfortunately hasn't come with a lot of victories. Gargano's been struggling to find his footing again ever since getting drafted to Friday Night SmackDown, but an opportunity in the King of the Ring tournament can certainly shift Gargano's momentum in a complete 180 direction. Certainly a tall task ahead with the phenomenal AJ Styles standing across the ring, but let's keep in mind that AJ Styles has been a little bit more active than Johnny Gargano as of late. You go back to May 14th at Vengeance, AJ Styles took Gunther to the limit, coming up short in that United States Championship contest. And then just 7 nights ago, as we talked about earlier tonight, the return of Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, the OC, back together, taking down Imperium in a 6-man tag team matchup, but certainly a physical one all the way through. Gotta wonder if AJ Styles, wait a minute, is coming into this match 100%, but I don't think Styles is going to give Gargano any time to figure that out. Right out the gate, charging Johnny Wrestling, and AJ Styles has pedaled to the metal since the opening bell. This is your final first-round matchup in the King of the Ring tournament for both Raw and SmackDown. And Styles looking to tap out Johnny Gargano with this cross-face submission hold here. The winner of this fight is going to meet the Apex Predator, the Viper, Randy Orton, next week. Certainly will be a tall task either way you put it for Gargano or Styles. Johnny Wrestling trying to match AJ Styles' energy here, trying to get back to this matchup. So that discus lariat moments ago, and now Gargano, same situation as AJ, pedal to the metal, trying to shift the momentum of this final first round match in the King of the Ring. Incredible first round over the last 2 weeks on Raw and SmackDown. As we mentioned, the quarterfinals kick off this Monday night on Raw. It will be Tyler Bate taking on Shinsuke Nakamura, as well as Cedric Alexander meeting Seth freaking Rollins. And then next week on SmackDown, it will be Austin Theory taking on the show-off Dolph Ziggler, as you saw earlier tonight. And the winner of this matchup between Johnny Gargano and AJ Styles will meet the Apex Predator, the Viper, Randy Orton, next week right here on the Blue Brand in the quarterfinals of the King of the Ring. We'll find out next week who will move on to Philadelphia to compete in the semifinals and possibly the finals to determine who will be your 2023 King of the Ring tournament winner. As we already talked about tonight, not only is the crown of the king on the line, but whoever wins this tournament... Wait a minute here. Wait a minute, look at Styles, burning hammer on Gargano! Well, Styles certainly wants the crown of the king and certainly wants the other opportunity that's at stake as well. The winner of this tournament will meet their brand's world champion in August at SummerSlam, and Styles is itching for that opportunity. AJ is all over Gargano, but look at Johnny Gargano, the man who we once called the heart and soul of NXT, a Grand Slam champion on the black and gold brand, looking to bring that same style here tonight on SmackDown. Gargano taking some major offense from AJ, and credit where credit's due. Johnny Wrestling getting right back into this matchup. Gonna let the adrenaline flow through you, and maneuvers like that certainly might help get Gargano to the quarterfinals next week. AJ Styles got history with Randy Orton dating back to the beginning of this year when both men were a part of the Raw roster. And then on January the 1st, the Royal Rumble for the WWE Championship. AJ Styles came up short on that night. I'm sure he'd love to run it back with the Apex Predator. As for Johnny Gargano, I mean, what bigger opportunity could you ask for in the King of the Ring tournament, and then possibly going one-on-one with Randy Orton? And if Gargano could defeat Randy Orton, what that could do for Johnny Gargano's WWE career. All remains to be seen. We don't want to get too ahead of ourselves here. Only one of these men is going to move on the next week. And so far, both men are swinging for the fences. Gargano went for that discus lariat again. Styles had it scouted. Nice neck breaker by the Phenomenal One. Right into the cover there, but you already see Gargano's foot under the bottom rope. Styles had no idea. The moonsault neck breaker again. This time Gargano had it scouted as well. Big time Saito there. And AJ Styles taking the fall on his head. Johnny Gargano trying to rally this incredible crowd tonight in New Hampshire. Nice tornado DDT by the whole shebang of Friday Night SmackDown. Two pound-for-pound incredible athletes inside of that ring, fighting it out in your final first-round match in the King of the Ring. Gargano on the middle buckle here. What a maneuver that was! Tilt-to-whirl down to the canvas. Faceplant for Styles. Not enough to get the victory, but Styles is going to be feeling that one on Saturday morning. Amazing offense by Johnny Gargano. Not enough to keep AJ down, but certainly going to start tallying up the fatigue on the Phenomenal One, which, as we already mentioned, might not be 100% after some of those recent battles with Gunther and Imperium. AJ's trying to get back into this matchup here. And back and forth from the majority of this contest as Gargano trying to steal the victory over AJ Styles. Not just yet. Saw Dolph Ziggler sneak away with Raw against Braun Breaker earlier tonight. Certainly deserved, no matter the case. Also, the matchup that kicked off the show, Gargano wants to put his name into the hat for the quarterfinals. Slingshot on the turnbuckle. Into the cover. And AJ kicks out again, but you see, it took a lot out of AJ Styles to pop that shoulder off the canvas. AJ is feeling the fatigue here. Gargano may not have gotten the job done there, but he's certainly maybe inching one step closer to the quarterfinals. Randy Orton, the Viper, going to be lying in wait, hoping to strike with his poisonous venom next week. But who will be standing across the squared circle from the Apex Predator? Oh, look at this. Look at this beautiful maneuver by AJ. Great counter into that spinning heel kick. And now Styles, wait a minute, on the apron, could be going. Phenomenal forearm. Nobody home. Crash and burn. And Gargano sees opportunity. He's looking to strike. Johnny Gargano avoiding disaster. Best case scenario there for the whole shebang. But will it be enough to keep the fight going, keep the adrenaline pumping through his soul, and have the intestinal fortitude to outlast the Phenomenal One here tonight? Gargano, oh, there's another counter by AJ. We said this matchup has been back and forth, and they are certainly proving that statement. A second burning hammer on Gargano by Styles. Gargano with a kick. You know Gargano running off adrenaline right there to be able to just absorb that burning hammer and hit that kick reversal on Styles. As we mentioned, they're going to be feeling this one tomorrow morning. They're going to be feeling this one for days to come. Holy hell! Slingshot over the top. DDT on the apron. AJ maybe knocked out cold on spaghetti legs. Here comes Gargano. Suicide dive to the outside. What a match in the first round of the King of the Ring. AJ Styles, a sense of urgency has come over the Phenomenal One. But here's Gargano trying to catch him off the ball. Not just yet, Styles survives. I don't know how the hell these two men are still fighting. They've been going pedal to the metal 100 miles an hour ever since that opening bell. Gargano going for the super kick. Styles had it scouted in a clothesline. This is what the King of the Ring is all about. A tournament that has been won by so many greats, so many Hall of Famers. Bret the Hitman Hart, Triple H, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Edge, Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar. AJ Styles and Johnny Gargano want to add their name to that legendary list. Gargano, simple but effective snap suplex there. Both these men have got to be feeling the fatigue, especially AJ Styles. And Gargano, nice kick. That's a signature out of the arsenal of Johnny Wrestling. Seen Gargano utilize that slingshot to the turnbuckle. We've yet to see him go for the Gargano escape. If Johnny Gargano can lock that submission hold in on AJ, that may be the recipe for victory tonight. We also saw Styles go for that phenomenal forearm with nobody home earlier. If Styles can land that, that may be the blueprint for AJ Styles to move on to the quarterfinals. That's the clothesline. Outrunning Gargano here. Nice counter out by AJ Styles. And now Styles heading up. Goes for the 450 splash and nobody home. But look at Styles. Absorbing the blow, eating the rib cage, says he'll worry about it tomorrow. And Gargano now goes for the enziguri. Nobody home. Styles, Gargano, fighting tooth and nail for a spot in the quarterfinals of the King of the Ring. And AJ might not have been a phenomenal forearm, but that was a forearm that knocked Gargano's lights out for sure. He's not done just yet. Styles, brainbuster! Johnny Gargano, there is no way he knows where he is right now. Gargano walking dazed and confused into a path of danger as AJ Styles delivers a phenomenal forearm. And that'll do it. AJ Styles putting down Johnny Gargano after an incredible fight. There's certainly nothing to be ashamed of in defeat tonight. Gargano left everything inside of that ring. But AJ Styles ultimately the better man here tonight in New Hampshire.
Here is your winner, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
Well, after 2 weeks of incredible competition, that will wrap the first round of the King of the Ring tournament. And all roads lead to this Monday night on Raw and next Friday night on SmackDown as the quarterfinals of this prestigious tournament will kick off. AJ Styles punches his ticket to meet the Viper. Some storied history between these two men. They reignite that flame 7 nights from tonight. are live from the MVP Arena in Albany, New York, just 7 nights before we head to New York City at Madison Square Garden for Monday Night Raw Homecoming. It is time to kick off the quarterfinals of the King of the Ring, and this man, Seth freaking Rollins, certainly wasn't afraid to get his hands dirty 7 nights ago against the Celtic Warrior Sheamus. We're going to take a look back at what transpired in moments, but it's time to kick off the quarterfinals in this prestigious tournament.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 217 pounds, Seth freaking Rollins!
I want to take you back to last week in the main event. It was Seth Rollins taking on Sheamus. It was certainly a grudge match in the midst of the King of the Ring. And after Rollins finally defeated Sheamus after a grueling battle, taking things to the next level and certainly rubbing salt in the wounds of the Celtic Warrior, an ambush at ringside with a steel chair, and then watch this, a curb stomp right on the floor. God only knows the injuries that were suffered last week to Sheamus at the hands of that man right there, Seth freaking Rollins. I'm sure Rollins thought Sheamus had that coming for several weeks. A lot of history between those two men, but Rollins has got to focus on the matter at hand.
And his opponent from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing in at 200 pounds,
Cedric Alexander, ready to compete in the biggest match of his career. Let's take a look at how these 4 men got their way to tonight. Alexander defeating Tommaso Ciampa, Rollins defeating Sheamus, Tyler Bate tapping out Sami Zayn, and Shinsuke Nakamura taking down LA Knight 2 weeks ago here on Raw. So the quarterfinals are set. And as we all know, the semifinals and finals of the King of the Ring tournament will take place live Sunday night, June the 18th, Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. And we will find out who's going to compete in the semifinals right here tonight in Albany on Raw. Biggest match of Cedric Alexander's career, as we have watched him write a new chapter in his career over the last couple of months here on Raw. Former Cruiserweight champion, former tag team champion, but Alexander's looking for the crown of the king. And of course, we know what is also at stake. The winner of the King of the Ring tournament will punch their ticket to August at SummerSlam to challenge for their brand's World Championship. If a member of Monday Night Raw wins this tournament, they will challenge for the WWE title. Friday Night SmackDown winner, they will challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship. All remains to be seen on Sunday night, June the 18th. But nonetheless, this matchup right here, kicking off the quarterfinals. This Friday night on SmackDown, we will see Austin Theory battle Dolph Ziggler and AJ Styles take on Randy Orton to see who makes their way on behalf of the Blue brand to Philadelphia. It's going to be a great night of action here on Monday Night Raw. Alexander and Rollins kicking things off. Tyler Bate one-on-one with Shinsuke Nakamura still to come. And then what a main event we have signed as the Harbinger of Doom, Karrion Kross. You know, talk about getting your hands dirty. We'll talk more about Karrion Kross and his recent actions later tonight. But he goes one-on-one with the WWE Champion, Matt Riddle, in the main event, as Rollins takes the fight to Cedric Alexander. This is coming just 7 nights after Rollins defeated Sheamus, and credit where credit's due, a earned victory by the Monday Night Messiah, but it was really after the matchup that really put a sour note, if you will, on Seth Rollins and his victory. It was that same exact kick that took down Sheamus last week. Will it do it to Alexander tonight? Not just yet. Still early on in the contest, though. A little bit of a different story here tonight in Albany. Of course, Rollins and Sheamus had a lot more bad blood heading into their first round match in the King of the Ring tournament last week. It all stemmed from a battle here on Raw a few months ago, which was a #1 contenders Backlash qualifying matchup that Sheamus ended up winning, and Seth Rollins certainly has not forgotten about it. Saw that 6-man tag team match back on May 14th at Vengeance. The Brawling Brutes defeating Seth Rollins in Judgment Day. So last week, Rollins was really looking to not only advance in the King of the Ring, but get those victories back over Sheamus. Alexander on the outside, and Rollins taking things to the air. Cedric Alexander has utilized his high-flying ability throughout this tournament thus far. Seth Rollins not afraid to do the same. Rollins has already had a decorated career here in WWE, former multiple-time world champion, Money in the Bank Royal Rumble match winner. Just imagine if Seth adds the title of the King of the Ring to that Hall of Fame list of accolades. Because Rollins going for a knee off the apron, Alexander able to sidestep it. Now Cedric will look to take advantage of that misstep. Could we be living in the age of Alexander? Biggest matchup of Cedric Alexander's career tonight. Former Cruiserweight champion, former tag team champion, but just imagine if Cedric can make his way to Philadelphia and the King of the Ring. Rollins just raking the eyes of Alexander right now, trying to ensure that Seth freaking Rollins will be competing in the semifinal matchup on behalf of Monday Night Raw. We head to the Wells Fargo Center live Sunday night, June the 18th. Live premiere event, a part of the biggest week in Universe Mode history, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And it's going to be an epic night in Philly. Oh, Rollins delivering the knee to Alexander. Now the closed fist shots. Seth Rollins got to stay focused here. Got that big time win last week, but are some of those recent losses still creeping into the psyche, if you will, of Seth Rollins? As for Alexander, we have seen him pick up steam on Monday Night Raw over the last couple of months. Some wins here, some losses here, but it seems like every time Cedric Alexander exits that ring, he is exiting a better athlete, a better competitor. There's the reason he has made his way to the quarterfinals of the King of the Ring here tonight. Hard-fought victory over Tommaso Ciampa a few weeks ago. Now Alexander, face plant to Rollins. Right off the canvas. And Alexander not done just yet. Going for the dose. Seth Rollins hits the canvas again. And now Cedric starting to pick up some momentum in your opening contest. Could be going for that Spanish fly. I believe Rollins is able to outrun it there. Alexander, a little bit of a misstep, but trying to make up for it. Stack it up, Rollins. And a knee right to the rib cage. Imagine if Alexander can punch his way to the semifinals and take on either Tyler Bate or Shinsuke Nakamura. We will find out that winner later on this evening here in Albany, New York. A nice counter there by Rollins. May not like the attitude of Seth. Certainly may not like the actions of Seth Rollins, especially after last week's assault on Sheamus. But nonetheless, Rollins is a decorated competitor inside of that ring, and we take nothing away from his in-ring abilities. Another knee right to Alexander, and Cedric has got to be rocked right now as Rollins is heading to the top rope, looking to end this matchup in a hurry, dropping the elbow on the spine of Alexander. And will that do it? Only a 2 count there. Alexander able to pop the shoulder off the canvas. Seth Rollins coming off the top, throwing caution in the wind. Now Alexander broken, beaten inside of the squared circle, and Rollins just bringing him right back down to earth with a couple of more stomps. Seth Rollins delivers a curb stomp in this matchup the same way he did to Sheamus on the outskirts of the ring last week. Rollins is going to have a first-class ticket to Philadelphia. Meanwhile, heading to the top rope, delivers another elbow to the heart. And he may have just crushed the dreams of Cedric Alexander, but Alexander survives again. And Seth has got to stay focused here. Rollins starting to get a little fired up, cannot put Cedric Alexander away just yet in your opening contest tonight. And Alexander trying to take advantage of the frustrations of his opponent. Whips him off, finally hits the Spanish fly, 3rd time's a charm, dead center of the ring. Almost had Rollins there, but Seth survived. Rollins rolling to the outside, trying to duck for cover, but here comes Cedric. Over the top, taking down the Visionary. Cedric Alexander wants to see his name in the lights, wants to wear the crown of the king. And Rollins has no idea what hit him right now. Alexander taking down Rollins off that arm drag. Cedric starting to build some momentum in this matchup. He's got to keep the foot on the gas pedal in order to keep Seth Rollins down. And look at this, armbar locked in. Cedric reaching deep down in the bag of tricks, trying to throw off Seth Rollins' game plan tonight. Rollins is hurting. I don't know if, oh, wait a minute, there's a counter. And Seth Rollins trying to get out of this submission hold. Couple of closed fists will aid him in doing so. Oh, wait a minute. Seth Rollins strikes when the opportunity arises. A pedigree to Cedric Alexander. And that may be all she wrote. Rollins is heading to the semis, not just yet, as Alexander survives again. The pedigree does not put the final nail in this matchup. Cedric fighting with all the heart, all the soul, all the intestinal fortitude to move on to the semifinals and try to get one step closer to becoming the 2023 King of the Ring. Alexander is up on his feet on the outside. His eggs have got to be scrambled off that pedigree. And a springboard, clothesline, down goes Rollins. Rollins taking his eye off the ball, giving Cedric a moment to breathe, and Alexander was able to capitalize. There's a counter by Rollins now. Back and forth we start to go in your opening contest tonight. On to another strike and another enziguri. Cedric showed some signs of life there, but Seth Rollins, wait a minute. I thought I was about to say Rollins may have this matchup, but Alexander looking to change everybody's mind into the bridge. Oh, and he almost had Seth Rollins, but the visionary pops the shoulder up at 2.9. That was a close call, and Rollins now, off the rolling forearm, has had enough of the mind games. Here comes the stomp. Rollins into the cover. And so goes the dreams of Cedric Alexander. Seth freaking Rollins punches his first-class ticket to Sunday night, June the 18th in Philadelphia, where he will be one half of the Monday Night Raw semi-final match in the 2023 King of the Ring tournament.
Here is your winner, Seth freaking Rollins.
Well, it was one hell of a showing out of Cedric Alexander. He survived as long as he could, but the stomp sees Cedric Alexander's hopes and dreams go up in flames. There you see the updated bracket. Rollins is moving on to the 18th, but who is going to meet him there? Tyler Bate versus Shinsuke Nakamura later tonight here on Raw. But as for tonight in Albany, it is time for your second quarterfinal matchup.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Dudley, England, weighing in at 175 pounds, Tyler Bate.
The big strong boy, Tyler Bate, certainly breaking a couple of brackets when he tapped out Sami Zayn in the first round of the King of the Ring tournament. Tyler Bate, the first ever NXT United Kingdom champion, now finds himself one step closer to Philadelphia. And now we know the winner of this matchup will battle Seth freaking Rollins in the Monday Night Raw semi-final match at the King of the Ring live premiere event. Of course, the winner of that match will meet the winner of the SmackDown semi-final, which we will find out who will be participating in that match this Friday night on SmackDown. Tyler Bate with a huge opportunity at stake tonight, but certainly a tough challenger awaits. It is a former NXT United Kingdom champion versus a former NXT champion and the King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura. And this man, Shinsuke Nakamura, made his way through the defiant LA Knight to score this victory. I should say to score a victory and make his way to tonight on Raw. Will that momentum ride into the quarterfinals? And will Shinsuke be able to get past the big strong boy, Tyler Bate, tonight in Albany?
And his opponent from Kyoto, Japan, weighing in at 220 pounds, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Two extraordinary competitors, two hard-hitting competitors inside of this ring. This should be a great wrestling affair in the midst of the King of the Ring tournament. Shinsuke Nakamura calling himself the King of Strong Style, while he very well may wear the crown if he can get to Philadelphia live Sunday night, June the 18th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be an awesome week, kicking off 7 nights from tonight, the biggest week in Universe Mode history. Raw Homecoming in Madison Square Garden, Super SmackDown in the Capital One Arena, Washington, D.C. Of course, the channel member exclusive live event, Hammerstein Ballroom, and then King of the Ring in Philadelphia. Cannot wait to get to next week, but we got to focus in on the action at hand. It is your second of 2 quarterfinal matches in the King of the Ring tournament. Nakamura, Tyler Bate, here we go! Who will fight Seth Rollins in Philadelphia? Will it be Nakamura? Will it be the big strong boy? Nakamura going for the kill early with this armbar. Nakamura and Tyler Bate both with some submission holds in their arsenal. As we mentioned, Tyler tapped out Sami Zayn to punch his ticket to this matchup tonight. And look at the strength out of Tyler Bate off that Saito. Former NXT United Kingdom champion, former NXT UK Tag Team champion, Tyler Bate looking to secure a spot in Philadelphia at King of the Ring, not just yet. Tyler Bate certainly scoring the biggest win of his main roster WWE career thus far when he tapped out Sami Zayn, but he could certainly up the ante tonight with a victory over Shinsuke Nakamura. Suicide Dive will help him do just that. Just imagine if Tyler Bate could make his way to fight Seth Rollins, possibly get through Seth Rollins. Imagine Tyler wearing the crown of the King and fighting for Monday Night Raw's WWE Championship at SummerSlam. All remains to be seen. Off the uppercut in the corner, Nakamura kicks out, but Bate has been a house of fire ever since he turned the tides after the bell rang. Made a couple of shots there, Nakamura having none of it. Muscling up Tyler Bate. And Shinsuke Nakamura, they may call Tyler Bate the big strong boy, but Nakamura may be the stronger of the two. All remains to be seen. Shinsuke had been at odds, if you will, with the defiant LA Knight for about a month and change here on Monday Night Raw. LA Knight scored the first victory. It would end up being a series of 3 contests. Nakamura scored a victory in the second, and then the rubber match in the midst of the King of the Ring tournament, which Nakamura, of course, was able to succeed in. Now these two men got to focus in on each other as Tyler Bate has a nice head scissors takedown, and he follows it up with a simple yet effective suplex. Tyler Bate still so young in his career and has already accomplished so much. But Tyler Bate off the shooting star press wants to accomplish some more, and Nakamura having none of it. Shinsuke might have kicked out, but Tyler Bate definitely going to do some damage off Shinsuke with that maneuver. But here comes Nakamura with a hard strike right to the rib cage. And now Nakamura could be going for that Death Valley driver. Tyler Bate trying to get out of things, as he does. Reversal, hold for hold, shot for shot. And muscling up Tyler Bate again and hangs him up at the top rope. Decides to keep it simple that time, as Tyler Bate is clearly fighting to escape any hold the King of Strong Style has in mind. Nakamura just getting physical with Tyler Bate inside of that ring. He knows the heart of Tyler Bate. Nakamura definitely has respect for his competitor tonight. Certainly isn't going to be a case that we may have saw recently where Sami Zayn, who we speculated may have been underestimating Tyler Bate in that matchup, and Tyler made him pay for it. Nakamura knows how dangerous Bate can be inside of that ring, and he's going to give this young man all he has in the hopes of advancing to the semifinals. Tyler trying to roll to the outside to catch a breather, and Nakamura said otherwise. Wait a minute, here comes Bate, knocking Nakamura off the apron. Now at a standstill, is Tyler Bate smart to not go after Shinsuke there? I like that decision. Take a moment, catch your breath, and try to get back into this matchup, but it's very hard to keep Nakamura down as we are witnessing before our very eyes. There's a signature out of Nakamura, just snapping Tyler Bate off that mid-rope German. Tyler's got to get back into this matchup. Nakamura's starting to pick the big strong boy apart. Nice black hole slam into the cover. Will that do it? And Tyler kicks out and lives to fight another moment. Shinsuke Nakamura one step closer to meeting Seth Rollins, but Tyler Bate wants that spot as well. Only one man can move to Philadelphia. We're going to find out who that's going to be in the midst of combat. Bate off the kick up. Nice shot to nice shot to Nakamura by Tyler Bate. Snapmare takes him over. Bate's starting to build some momentum. Albany's starting to rise around the big strong boy. Could Nakamura throw some of his best strikes? There's a reversal there. Shinsuke's got a lot of tools of the trade in that belt. Tyler Bate is finding that out firsthand. Tried to show us some signs of life there, and unfortunately it just wasn't enough, as Nakamura is still in this contest. Going behind on Tyler Bate, and now ribcage first off the canvas. Nakamura is picking Tyler apart right now. This is not good for Tyler Bate. Starting to work over the arm right now. Oh, Tyler still showing some signs of life. Cannot count out Bate, who takes down Nakamura with the head scissors again. This will absolutely be another upset and take over the win from Sami Zayn is the biggest victory in Tyler Bate's main roster run thus far. If he can get through Nakamura tonight. There's another counter. Oh, wait a minute, watch your back. Tyler Bate, slingshot lariat, takes Shinsuke off his feet. And Tyler's heading to the top rope. What does this young man got in mind? Nakamura gonna meet him there. There's a counter. Crossbody into the cover. Tyler Bate's going to Philadelphia. Not just yet as Nakamura kicks out. What a great matchup. But look at this. Look at the strength into the bridge. Beautiful maneuver. Nakamura kicked out, but he has got to be feeling that one. Landed right on the back of his neck and shoulders, and Tyler Bate keeping the foot on the gas pedal. Big boot. Tyler is rolling in Albany. Nakamura rolling to the outside, trying to duck for cover. Tyler Bate pacing, goes for the crossbody, and he lands it flush. We have got ourselves a matchup. Who is going to fight Seth Rollins in Philadelphia in the semifinals? Will it be Tyler Bate or will it be Shinsuke Nakamura? Bate sending Nakamura back into the ring off that fist of flurry, if you will. Bate's heading to the top, could be looking for that tilt-a-whirl. Here he comes and nobody home. Nobody home, crash and burn for Bate. And Nakamura gets handed the momentum on a silver platter. A rough landing here, and a Kinshasa by the King of Strong Style. Tyler Bate is out cold, and Nakamura is heading to the King of the Ring. Incredible contest between the King of Strong Style and the Big Strong Boy, but only one man can fight Seth Rollins, and we now have our answer. It will be Shinsuke Nakamura heading to Philly.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
A great contest, nothing to be ashamed of for Tyler Bate. Certainly turned some doubters into believers in the midst of the King of the Ring tournament, but Shinsuke Nakamura outlasts the fury of the Big Strong Boy, and it will be Nakamura moving on to fight Seth Rollins on the 18th of June in Philadelphia. We are live from Providence, Rhode Island. It is a high-stakes matchup to kick this thing off just 9 nights before our trip to Philadelphia in the Wells Fargo Center for the live premiere event, the King of the Ring.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 220 pounds, Austin Theory.
The former WWE champion, the 25-year-old superstar, looking to make his way to Philadelphia in the semifinals of the King of the Ring tournament. Austin Theory, one of 4 SmackDown superstars to qualify for the quarterfinals. Theory defeating Mustafa Ali, Ziggler defeating Braun Breaker, Randy Orton with a win over Ricochet, and AJ Styles with a win over Johnny Gargano. Of course, we found out this past Monday night on Raw that the Raw semifinal is set for Philadelphia. Seth freaking Rollins takes on the King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura. But who will be competing on the SmackDown side of things and possibly fighting Rollins or Nakamura in the finals of the King of the Ring tournament?
And his opponent from Hollywood, Florida, weighing in at 218 pounds, Dolph Ziggler!
The show-off Dolph Ziggler, what a bounce-back win last week after some recent bad luck. Ziggler went one-on-one with the blue chipper, the blue brand, Bron Breakker. And after these two men have really had a series of matches over the last couple of weeks, Dolph Ziggler was able to outlast Breakker. Now ultimately steal the victory, taking the rug out from underneath Breakker's feet, and was able to walk away with a first-class ticket to tonight. Nonetheless, Ziggler's got to remain focused. The former world champion, a veteran of the ring, certainly with the veteran experience over Austin Theory. As we mentioned, some recent bad luck. If you look back at the last couple of months, Ziggler had an opportunity to become the world champion, unfortunately came up short. Ziggler came up short in the United States Championship Eliminator back in March. And now for Dolph Ziggler, he finds himself in an opportune state yet again here on SmackDown. After that win against Bron Breakker last week, Ziggler not looking to let this opportunity slip through his fingers. Dolph Ziggler throwing some haymakers on Austin Theory right now, taking the legs out from under him. Should be very interesting to see how Dolph Ziggler's conditioning is in this matchup after that physical matchup with Breakker 7 nights ago. As for Austin Theory, later tonight, Randy Orton, both of those men having an extra week of rest as their first round matches took place 2 weeks ago here on SmackDown. Nonetheless, the quarterfinals of the King of the Ring tournament taking place here tonight on the blue brand just 9 nights before the King of the Ring live premiere event. Sunday night, June the 18th, 5 p.m. Eastern Time in Philadelphia for the King of the Ring. Of course, that event will be part of the biggest week in Universe Mode history that kicks off this coming Monday night on Raw with another live premiere, Monday Night Raw Homecoming from Madison Square Garden in New York City. And Dolph Ziggler, we're not in the Big Apple tonight, but Dolph Ziggler certainly going big or going home. A drop kick off the top rope to the outside. This match has been all the show-off so far. Austin Theory with no answer to Dolph Ziggler's onslaught. And as this offense continues, as we were mentioning, the biggest week in Universe Mode history, it kicks off Monday night. And then it follows up next Friday night on SmackDown. Another live premiere, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. We are heading to the Capital One Arena, Washington, D.C. for Super SmackDown. Of course, that will feature the United States Championship on the line as Imperium's Gunther defends against the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Ziggler almost had Austin Theory, and Austin Theory able to kick out, but Dolph Ziggler is all over the man from A-Town. There's finally a counter by Theory. He's got to get back into this, as this has been all show-off so far, and a nice corkscrew by Austin Theory into the cover. Ziggler popping the shoulder up. As we mentioned, Seth Rollins, he defeated Cedric Alexander, and Shinsuke Nakamura defeated Tyler Bate this past Monday Night on Raw and Raw's side of the quarterfinals. Those two men will meet in the semifinals on Sunday night, June the 18th, but who will be participating on the SmackDown side of the bracket? We will have an answer at the end of this evening. Austin Theory, Dolph Ziggler, one of these men is on their way to Philadelphia, but who is it going to be? Right now, Theory was all Dolph Ziggler's first few minutes. Now Austin Theory has shifted the tides in this matchup. Ziggler a little dazed on the outside. This is, I would say, a rookie mistake out of Austin Theory, and we really don't like to rag on Austin Theory for being the young gun. He's a former WWE champion, albeit only held that championship for just over a month. Nonetheless, Austin Theory taking his eye off the ball, and Dolph Ziggler going to capitalize here. And the show-off, looking for the kill. Olympic slam. Great move by the former amateur wrestler in this show-off, Dolph Ziggler. Still to come tonight in your main event. This is the other quarterfinal matchup. The phenomenal AJ Styles, one-on-one with SmackDown's newest acquisition, the Viper Randy Orton. And meanwhile, Dolph Ziggler is tuning up the band. Here comes the super kick, nobody home. Great counter. Oh, wait a minute, Austin Theory. Small package on Ziggler to steal the victory, but Dolph Ziggler's able to survive. Great sidestep by Theory. Small package. Not enough to keep Ziggler down. Ziggler Could we go for the zigzag there? It looked like in Theory was able to avoid it and takes him off his feet with the lariat. And here we go. This match is starting to kick into a new gear. Back and forth, reversal for reversal. Theory whipping Ziggler into the corner. Opportune state as Austin Theory takes him down again. Of course, don't miss the channel member exclusive WWE live event that will be taking place next Saturday night on the eve of King of the Ring from Hammerstein Ballroom, Manhattan, New York. Promises to be our biggest live event yet, and the only way to see us become a channel member right here on the No Nation Gaming YouTube channel. Hit that join button down below. Do not miss out. Meanwhile, Austin Theory stacking up Dolph Ziggler, dropping him on the knee. That brainbuster may be all she wrote for Dolph Ziggler's hopes and dreams, but Ziggler able to get the shoulder up again. Austin Theory defeated one half of the World Tag Team Champions in Mustafa Ali to qualify for this quarterfinal. Dolph Ziggler surviving Braun Breaker in such a physical contest just 7 nights ago. And as we mentioned, only Dolph Ziggler knows the condition of himself coming into this matchup after that contest with Breaker last week, but Dolph Ziggler is not going to give up until he hears a bell. Austin Theory knows that. Theory trying to get it back into this matchup, flipping Ziggler into the corner. It's a great contest between a veteran and the 25-year-old Austin Theory. And look at this, buckle bomb to Dolph Ziggler in the corner. And Theory not going to go for the cover. Going to inflict more punishment on Ziggler off that buckle bomb where Dolph's spine has got to be screaming for mercy right now. Austin Theory looking to pick apart his opponent tonight and punch his ticket to Philadelphia. And he may have done just that. Will that do it? Ziggler survives again. Great contest to kick things off tonight on SmackDown. Just 7 nights before Super SmackDown Live, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, next Friday night in Washington, D.C. We're going to have more news on next week's Super SmackDown coming later tonight, so stay tuned, everybody. Meanwhile, Austin Theory coming up behind Dolph Ziggler, throwing a couple overhand chops. Meanwhile, Ziggler, there's a reversal there out of the show-off. Nice takedown, simple but effective way to get Austin Theory off his feet. Ziggler tapping into that amateur wrestling background there and not going after Austin Theory. I think Ziggler's going to play it smart here, take the moment of breath, as we are starting to get in later rounds in this contest. You see both men suck and win a little bit. Austin Theory moving slow, back inside the squared circle. Ziggler on his tail. Oh, wait a minute, look at this. Dolph grabbing Theory, looking for the sleeper hold here. And if Austin Theory taps out, hell, if Austin Theory passes out, Ziggler is going to be on his way to King of the Ring. Ziggler's got it locked in tight. Oh, wait a minute, Theory trying to break the hold. And there he does. Dolph Ziggler not able to put Austin Theory away with that sleeper hold and a pump kick by the 25-year-old superstar who has now got Ziggler up for an A-Town down. And I got a feeling that Austin Theory, wait a minute, never mind. Austin Theory, I thought he was going to be going to the semis, but Dolph Ziggler has still got intestinal fortitude inside of that heart. Dolph Ziggler survives. Austin Theory was able to break out of the sleeper hold, then grab Ziggler for the 8-town down, but Dolph Ziggler is still swinging for the fences in this matchup. Nice neck breaker, and Austin Theory has got his eyes locked on Ziggler. And the young man's looking for the kill. A second A-Town down. Into the cover. And Austin Theory is going to the semifinals. A resilient effort by the show-off Dolph Ziggler tonight. But in the end, Austin Theory has punched his ticket to Philadelphia next Sunday night and will be one half of the SmackDown semifinals in the 2023 King of the Ring tournament.
Here is your winner, Austin Theory.
Gotta give credit to Dolph Ziggler. He survived the first A-Town down, but 2 was just too many for the show-off to handle. And there you see the updated bracket as Dolph Ziggler fades away. Austin Theory is on his way to Philadelphia, but who is going to meet him there? We find out in tonight's main event as the Apex Predator Randy Orton meets the phenomenal AJ Styles in your second of 2 quarter-final bouts. We will find find out right here, as it is main event time from Providence, Rhode Island on Friday Night SmackDown. It is your second of two quarterfinal matches in the 2023 King of the Ring tournament.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring, representing the OC from Gainesville, Georgia, weighing in at 218 pounds, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
AJ Styles been very active as of late here on SmackDown. You gotta wonder if that's gonna play into the condition of the Phenomenal One. Last week was his first round battle against Johnny Gargano, and boy, what a contest it was. You gotta go watch the replay to believe it. The whole shebang, and the Phenomenal One really left everything and the kitchen sink inside of the squared circle. And what about 2 weeks ago here on SmackDown, the return of Gallows and Anderson alongside AJ Styles, the OC with the big six-man tag team victory over Imperium. Some very physical matches for AJ Styles. You gotta wonder how he's gonna fare tonight against a very dangerous, cold and calculated apex predator in Randy Orton. These two men with a lot of history dating back to earlier this year. We're gonna talk all about it in moments as the Viper makes his way to the ring.
And his opponent from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 250 pounds, the Viper, Randy Orton.
It was on January the 1st of this year at the Royal Rumble, where Randy Orton was WWE Champion, and both of these men were members of the Monday Night Raw roster. AJ Styles looked to take down Randy Orton on that night in Toronto. However, the Viper was the better man. He caught AJ Styles with the RKO, and on that night successfully defended his WWE Championship. Fast forward to tonight, all these months later, both now part of Friday Night SmackDown, and both find themselves one-on-one yet again in the quarterfinals of the King of the Ring. You gotta wonder if AJ Styles' memory is looming on that night in Toronto this past January at the Royal Rumble. He knows the last time he went one-on-one with Randy Orton, he was not victorious. Is that playing into the mindset? Is that playing into the game plan of the Phenomenal One here tonight? All remains to be seen, but this man, Randy Orton, who arrived on Friday Night SmackDown after being banished from Monday Night Raw in a Hell in a Cell match back in April a couple of weeks ago, defeated Ricochet in grueling fashion. That punt kick to the head of the World Tag Team Champion delivered Randy Orton a ticket to the quarterfinals. Randy Orton just arriving back on the blue brand 2 weeks ago. He is not looking to take a loss already upon his SmackDown return. But only one man can meet Austin Theory in Philadelphia in the semifinals, and we're going to find out who that's going to be as Styles meets Orton in your main event right here, right now. Two all-stars of the WWE clashing before our very eyes. Randy Orton, look at this, taking the fight to AJ Styles early, throwing the closed fist. Gotta wonder if Orton is thinking the same thing we discussing, knowing AJ Styles' recent track record inside of the ring, how physical AJ Styles' matches have been. Again, just dating back to last week in that battle against Johnny Gargano, you gotta wonder if Orton's looking to prey on some possible injuries and fatigue of the Phenomenal One. If anyone were to do it, it's the Viper. Viper willing to strike at any means necessary. AJ Styles, we know one thing about the Phenomenal One, it is never count out AJ. AJ is a former WWE champion, held that championship just last year at this time. Styles looking to make his way back to a world championship picture. Remember what is on the line in the midst of the King of the Ring tournament. Not only will the winner of the tournament wear the crown of the king, but they will punch their ticket this August at SummerSlam for a world championship matchup. Depending on the brand, if you're a Monday Night Raw superstar, you will battle the WWE champion. If you're a Friday Night SmackDown superstar, you will battle the World Heavyweight champion. A whole lot riding on the line in each and every matchup over the last couple of weeks. And AJ Styles and Randy Orton want that opportunity more than anything. Two men who have been at the top of the mountain before and want to do it again. AJ with this crossface locked in on Randy Orton. We saw him apply it against Gargano last week. Didn't necessarily get him the victory, but certainly aided him in the progression of the matchup. Meanwhile, Orton off the schoolboy trying to steal the victory from Styles, and not just yet. See these men really throwing everything they got so far, but also taking their time at the same time. Neither one of these men rushing to try to hit the RKO or the Styles Clash, the phenomenal forearm. They know each other well. They have done this dance before. They know it is not going to be an easy victory tonight. Either way you spin it. AJ off the DDT. Will that do it? I think these men even know that these early pinfalls are not necessarily going to get you the victory, but hey, it's going to require your opponent to expend some energy in kicking out, and it's also going to play into the mindset of your opponent as you continue to get near falls. Randy Orton off that signature scoop slam, and only a 1 count there. Randy Orton, second match back on SmackDown, as we mentioned. They're dominating Monday Night Raw for the better part of the year. He was banished from the Red Brand back at Backlash in April by his former best friend, Matt Riddle, and those two men met inside Hell in the Cell. So loser leaves Raw matchup, and Randy Orton had disappeared for weeks, but re-emerged 2 weeks ago here on SmackDown, taking the final spot in the King of the Ring tournament. And again, punt kicked his way to the quarterfinals here tonight. Randy Orton, only his second match back on SmackDown. He is certainly not looking to come up in defeat. But if any man, oh man, what a spill for AJ at ringside. I was about to say AJ Styles might have a little bit more momentum coming into this matchup. 2 recent victories to 1 compared to Orton, but those recent matchups may just be playing in to AJ Styles' wherewithal tonight. Talked about it with Austin Theory at the top of the show, and to say it again, I mean, Randy Orton had 2 weeks rest, opposed to AJ Styles, who's been in back-to-back matches here on Friday Night SmackDown. He just gets sent over the barricade into the concrete. There's no doubt that AJ Styles is coming into this match fatigued, and Randy Orton definitely at least closer to 100% compared to his opponent tonight. At the end of the day, though, we can speculate all we want, but as we mentioned, you can never count out the phenomenal AJ Styles. This is a man who had one of the most impressive debut years in WWE history. You put him up there with Brock Lesnar, you put him up there with Kurt Angle. AJ Styles was WWE champion within 9 months of his WWE debut. I mean, that speaks volumes even all these years later. Randy Orton celebrating his 21st year here in WWE. What an accomplishment it would be for the Viper to win his first King of the Ring tournament and challenge for the World Heavyweight title at SummerSlam. If that neck breaker almost had AJ Styles, but Styles pops the shoulder up again. Start to creep in a second level in this matchup, if you will. You see Randy Orton going for the kill a little bit stronger, hitting that signature neck breaker that has put away opponents in the past. And now what has Randy Orton got in mind? Oh no, on the apron, dropping AJ Styles on the hardest part of the ring. And that is where Orton's game plan plays into AJ Styles' recent matchups here on SmackDown. Randy Orton knows the fatigue of Styles coming into this match and looking to pick apart his opponent limb by limb tonight. Oh, and there's a sense of urgency shot out of AJ. Nice counter and enziguri by the Phenomenal One, and there's a simple yet effective DDT. Styles may have to keep it simple in this matchup. He may not have the strength for a Styles Clash or a Phenomenal Forearm. But at least try to. Nice snap suplex there, taking down Orton. And now Styles heading to the top. What does the Phenomenal One got in mind? Frog splash! Dead center of the canvas. Into the pinfall there, and Randy Orton survives, but big time come up by AJ Styles off the frog splash. Styles heading to the apron there, could have been looking for the Phenomenal Forearm, realized Orton was a little far out, and smart for AJ not to risk it all there, as that could have been disastrous for the Phenomenal One. Another counter by the Apex Predator, and oh no, Randy Orton ragdolling his opponent, and Orton's got AJ in a very dangerous situation. DDT off the middle rope. The Viper as cold and calculated as they come. Into the cover to secure his spot in the semifinals, not just yet as AJ Styles gets the shoulder up. Who is gonna fight? The all-day Austin Theory in Philadelphia. Oh, wait a minute, Styles, beautiful neck breaker out of nowhere, and Randy Orton may be done for it. And a kick out by the Viper, but that was a great shot by AJ Styles, grabbed Orton and struck. AJ going out to the apron again. You see, he does not want to risk that phenomenal forearm. Randy Orton getting to his feet, and AJ Styles just not looking to take things to the air unless he really feels that he has a sense of hitting it. He knows the disaster that could come from being in the air when Randy Orton's aware of it. An RKO out of nowhere, or simply just crashing and burning on the canvas could spell the end for AJ Styles' hopes and dreams in the King of the Ring tournament. Meanwhile, Orton, look at this, grabbing AJ Styles, and a DDT this time from the top rope, and I think that's gonna do it. Oh, never mind, AJ Styles reaching out, the wherewithal, the phenomenal one, knowing his surroundings inside of the ring, reaching out and grabbing those ropes. You see AJ Styles may be spent, rolling to the outside, trying to catch a breather, and Randy Orton not gonna allow it. A Viper slithering like a snake that he is, and looking to strike with his venom on AJ Styles tonight. Sending him right into the barricade, and AJ Styles is absolutely tapped right now. I don't think there is any gas left in the tank of the phenomenal one. Going through Randy Orton tonight, Johnny Gargano last week, Imperium 2 weeks ago. AJ Styles is dazed, he is fatigued, he is hurting, and Randy Orton is picking apart the lifeless body of AJ Styles at ringside right now. AJ is down and out, and Randy Orton could easily be looking for a count-out victory here. Hasn't been able to get AJ in position for an RKO. Hasn't been able to keep his shoulders down for a 3 count. And after a count of 7, I believe Orton may be nearing a count-out victory here. And AJ Styles up on his feet, rushing towards the ring with anything he's got left, and Randy Orton just meets it with a drop kick, dead center of the dome. AJ Styles may have survived, but may have just been delaying the inevitable. Couple of strikes out of the phenomenal one. Randy Orton trying to get his wherewithal. Orton in the corner, and Styles slow to capitalize here. Only so much left in AJ Styles to keep fighting, except the will to be the King of the Ring winner, wear the crown, and become a future contender for the World Heavyweight title at SummerSlam. AJ Styles not even having the wherewithal to get Randy Orton away from the bottom ropes that time. Another counter by Orton, sending a lifeless AJ Styles right into the corner. And what has Orton got in mind this time? Oh no. Orton heading to the top rope. And AJ Styles, this could be the end of the phenomenal one's hopes in the King of the Ring tournament. Superplex cover. Might be academic at this point, but Styles survives again. The phenomenal one wants this more than the air he breathes. AJ Styles wants to stand across the ring from Austin Theory in Philadelphia, represent SmackDown in the semifinals of the King of the Ring tournament. Every time AJ kicks out, it's as if Randy Orton just gets more frustrated and fired up. And AJ Styles looking to capitalize off that frustration. And here comes the phenomenal one, Pele, and down goes Orton. What a matchup this is turning into in your main event tonight in Providence. Orton's down again, Styles up on the, was trying to go for the apron. He could have been looking for the phenomenal forearm, but again, not trusting that Randy Orton was going to be in position for it. Wait a minute, Schoolboy out of Orton to steal the victory here, right out from under the nose of Styles, but Styles survives. AJ slow to get to his feet again, and Randy Orton takes him down with that lariat. Another one by Orton. Styles showing some signs of life, but almost in a snap of the fingers, Randy Orton takes the momentum right back on a silver platter. But there's AJ with another counter. Never count out the phenomenal one, who's got Orton in position for a Styles clash. AJ's going to King of the Ring out of nowhere with the Styles clash, but Randy Orton gets the shoulder up. How close was that? Randy Orton had been in control of this contest for the majority since the opening bell, and Styles saw an opportunity and knew he had to throw one of his best maneuvers in the arsenal, but unfortunately the Styles clash, not enough to keep Orton down. Now Styles Gonna resort to a submission hold here. He's got Randy Orton's legs all tied up, wrenching on the neck of the Viper. Styles looking to tap out Randy Orton and make his way to Philadelphia. Orton struggling here. He's near the middle of the ring right now. No ropes in sight. And Orton trying to break the hold of Styles, and unfortunately for AJ, he does. But a main event we have got on our hands. Quarterfinal matchup in the King of the Ring. And there you see AJ, no energy left inside of the body. He just gets sent right over the top rope. And Randy Orton back in control. And oh, wait a minute here. Wait just a second. Orton trying to take this thing to another level. Clearing off the announce table, but turned his back on AJ Styles, and it may have cost him. Randy Orton is frustrated that he has not been able to keep down AJ. Was looking to go for the kill, and AJ Styles, however, was able to capitalize on the turn back. Orton inside of the ring. Luthez press catching Styles off guard. This may very well come down to who just gets the final shot and lands it hard enough. AJ's dazed. Orton's starting to be fatigued. But who's got enough left in the tank to get the 3 count and fight Austin Theory 9 nights from tonight at King of the Ring? Another shot by AJ. Oh, wait a minute. Styles. A second Styles clash. Dead center of the ring. Catching Orton off guard. AJ Styles is going to the semifinals. What a matchup. Showcasing what the King of the Ring tournament is all about. The prestige of this whole thing and what is on the line throughout the last number of weeks. AJ Styles outlasting the Viper's onslaught, and he has got a first-class ticket to the land of extreme in Philadelphia.
Here is your winner, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
Randy Orton's name fades away on the bracket, and the semifinals are officially set. Representing SmackDown, Austin Theory, and the phenomenal AJ Styles. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, sold out for the King of the Ring event. Thank you for joining us live all across the world, and we are set to kick things off with your first of 2 semi-final bouts. This one coming your way from Monday Night Raw. The Visionary, the Revolutionary, Seth freaking Rollins has had an illustrious career, but will he add the King of the Ring crown to that future Hall of Fame career?
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 217 pounds, Seth freaking Rollins!
Well, Seth Rollins defeated Sheamus in the opening round and defeated Cedric Alexander in the quarterfinals. You remember when he met Sheamus in that first round matchup? A lot of bad blood going in, and not only did he walk away the victor, but that post-match assault by Seth Rollins, we have not seen the Celtic Warrior since. But nonetheless, it is time to kick off the King of the Ring, and over the last number of weeks, 16 men have battled it out. Let's take a look at the King of the Ring tournament as it's progressed on Raw and SmackDown. In the hallowed battlegrounds of WWE, a tournament of epic proportions has unfolded. 16 superstars, 8 from Raw and 8 from SmackDown, have clashed in an all-out war to determine the rightful King of the Ring. For weeks, these warriors have left it all in the ring, showcasing their skills, their heart, and their determination. We have witnessed battles of strong style, where strikes echoed through the arena, leaving the audience in awe of the sheer physicality displayed. We have marveled at athletic competitions, witnessing gravity-defying maneuvers and jaw-dropping displays of agility. Veterans clashed with the future as icons of the ring faced off against rising stars, creating moments of pure magic. This, without a doubt, has been one of the most highly competitive tournaments in WWE history. Every victory, every defeat has carried weight, pushing these superstars to their limits and beyond. But what awaits the winner is not just the crown of the king, not just the honor of joining the elite list of legends who have sat on the very throne. No, there is something more at stake. something that can change a career forever. The opportunity to main event one of the biggest stages in all of sports entertainment. The chance to go one-on-one with your brand's world champion at SummerSlam this August. It has been an amazing King of the Ring tournament, and the conclusion is coming your way live this evening. Seth freaking Rollins set for action, and here comes the opposer, the man who looks to wear another crown tonight. Not just the King of Strong Style, but will he be the King of the Ring? Shinsuke Nakamura arrives in Philadelphia.
And his opponent from Kyoto, Japan, weighing in at 220 pounds, Shinsuke Nakamura.
The King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura, punching his way to the semifinals with victories over LA Knight, and of course an amazing battle against Tyler Bate just a few weeks ago on Raw. Shinsuke Nakamura and Seth Rollins, they've only had a handful of meetings in years past, but these two men know each other enough to know this is not going to be an easy battle to make your way to the finals later on tonight. And that is one of the most interesting things heading into the semis of the King of the Ring tournament this evening, is the winners are going to have to compete once again later tonight. You're going to want to save some energy, but at the end of the day, you got to throw everything you got in the tank at your opponent just to move on to the finals. Certainly whoever leaves Philadelphia, the rightful heir to the throne, is not going to be doing so without a hard-fought battle. But nonetheless, here we go, kicking things off in the Wells Fargo Center. Seth Rollins, Shinsuke Nakamura from Raw. One of these men will be in the finals of the King of the Ring tournament later on tonight. And coming up immediately after the bell, ladies and gentlemen, Austin Theory, AJ Styles from SmackDown. The other semifinal matchup will take place in that very ring. Rollins going for the victory early over Nakamura. Same kick that he used to defeat Sheamus a few weeks ago. Of course, that was later on in the matchup after Sheamus had already suffered a curb stomp and almost everything else that Rollins had to throw at him. Rollins trying to go for the early advantage over Nakamura, and I'm sure really both of these men would love to get this matchup done as quick as possible and save as much energy as you can for the finals later on tonight. Tonight is truly going to be a test of endurance in the midst of the King of the Ring tournament. Seth Rollins controlling things so far, Nakamura not able to build some offense here as he rolls to the outside to try to get his wits about him. And here comes the Visionary over the top rope. Seth Rollins knows what Nakamura is all about. He knows if he tames Nakamura's strikes, his strong style, that Rollins is going to have the best case scenario to win the semifinal matchup tonight. As we mentioned, Nakamura, two great battles against LA Knight, a man he had some issues with on Monday Night Raw over the last month and change, and that strong style affair against Tyler Bate in the quarterfinals. As we mentioned earlier, Seth Rollins defeating Sheamus in the first round. A lot of bad blood on that matchup. We talked about the post-match assault. We have not seen the Celtic Warrior since that curb stomp on the outside of the ring. Of course, Rollins also defeating Cedric Alexander in a great matchup on Raw a few weeks ago as well. Nakamura trying to get back into this thing. The Rollins controlling the first minute or so. A nice German suplex there, popping the hips and sending Rollins for a ride. Who is going to have the intestinal fortitude? Who is going to want it more? Who wants to wear the throne, or I should say wear the crown and sit upon the throne of the king? We will find out as this night progresses here, as Nakamura dropping the knee, looked like on the shoulder region of the Visionary. And things spill into the outside yet again in this matchup. Two phenomenal wrestlers. Can't take nothing away from Seth Rollins, whether we like his attitude or not. His accolades speak for themselves. As we mentioned, when he was making his way to the squared circle, a future Hall of Famer. And Rollins looking to add on to that career tonight. Countering out Nakamura on the outside, sending him into the barricade here. And Seth Rollins, I'm sure, would love a count-out victory. As long as Rollins is leaving with his hand raised, you aren't going to hear a peep out of Seth Rollins of how it gets done. That is one thing we know for sure. He can't count out Shinsuke Nakamura. Rollins underestimating his opponent there. A miscalculation, crossbody, and nobody home for the Visionary. And now Nakamura turns the tides, almost lying in wait, allowing Seth Rollins to get back into the ring while Nakamura is going to pick his spot. I expect a slower start in this matchup, and that's what we're really seeing so far, as Nakamura starting to outrun Rollins, and what a kick to the jaw. If any man can knock you out with one simple kick, look no further than the king of strong style himself. Rollins trying to get back in with a forearm. Nakamura says otherwise here, and another kick out of Nakamura. So many strikes in the arsenal of Shinsuke. Nakamura going for his first cover of the matchup to defeat Rollins here, but we know it's going to take a lot more to keep Seth Rollins down. Same goes for Nakamura as well. Shinsuke Nakamura, former two-time NXT champion, former United States champion, Intercontinental champion. He has held the Tag Team Championship, former Royal Rumble match winner. He won that Royal Rumble in this very building, Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia, back in 2018. With a location, lightning strike twice in the same spot for Nakamura tonight and win the King of the Ring. All remains to be seen is Nakamura on the outside, and once again Rollins going to take his time here, not rushing to go for another dive on Nakamura. It did not end well the first time around, or at least moments ago when he went for that crossbody, and that time he caught Nakamura with the swing blade. And now Rollins on the offense, goes behind and a forearm to the back of the neck. Shinsuke Nakamura down and out. Seth Rollins looking to use his own strong style abilities to take down the King here tonight, as Nakamura now muscling up the Visionary. Rollins goes behind and takes out the knee. That's a smart strategy by Seth Rollins. Take out the knee. You might take out the Kinshasa and various other kicks into the arsenal of Nakamura. Or just knock him out. That could work as well. Into the cover, and again only a 1 count. It's going to be a great night of action. We thank you again for joining us live here in Philadelphia for the King of the Ring live premiere event. The conclusion to what has been the biggest week in Universe Mode history. Monday Night Raw Homecoming this past Monday at Madison Square Garden. Just 48 hours ago, we were in Washington, D.C. for Super SmackDown Live. Of course, for our channel members, 24 hours ago was the Hammerstein Ballroom WWE live event. What a epic night that was. A lot to talk about, which we're going to discuss on Monday Night Raw and throughout this evening. And now we are here in Philadelphia at the King of the Ring. And Rollins dropping the elbow on the heart. May have punched his ticket to the finals there. Nakamura kicks out. But our first 2 count of the matchup, if I'm not mistaken. And clearly the damage starting to rake up, if you will, for Seth Rollins and Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura, oh look at that. Both men had some kind of variation of kicks in mind. Looked like Nakamura was going for more of a striking kick with the right. And Rollins is going for a drop kick. Nonetheless, both a crash and a burn. And here's Shinsuke Nakamura now starting to unload. Nakamura did not make it this far to come up short to the Visionary. Whipping Rollins off into the ropes. Shinsuke's got in mind. Deep arm drag there, taking Rollins off his feet. And Nakamura starting to build some solid momentum in our opening contest. But here's Rollins. Never take your eye off the Revolutionary. DDT immediately into the cover. And only a 1 count there, as Shinsuke still has a lot of fight left in him. We're still to come tonight here in Philadelphia. As for Monday Night Raw, the WWE Championship will be on the line. Matt Riddle's had a long-standing issue with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn's flight to Philadelphia being canceled by the hands of John Cena this past Monday Night on Raw. Kevin Owens gonna have to go it alone against the original Bro later tonight. And meanwhile, Seth Rollins off the ripcord knee almost had his chance to go to the finals, but Shinsuke Nakamura is gonna keep fighting, no matter the cost. And now Rollins No stranger to taking things to the air. Going up top. Phoenix splash on Nakamura. And that may be all she wrote to go to the finals. Not just yet again. Nakamura gets the shoulder off the canvas, and Rollins is starting to lose his marbles here. Rollins has got to stay focused. He's got to realize who he's in the ring with. This is a man who, as we mentioned, has won the Royal Rumble in this very building, has competed for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. Nakamura's been to the big stage. He wants to get back there, punch a ticket to fight the WWE Champion at SummerSlam. Rollins wants the same thing, but technically who wants it more? Stiff shot by Nakamura, goes behind. Counter by Rollins. Nakamura's trying to build some momentum here. Wait a minute, Seth! Go for a pedigree! But Nakamura, a big time counter there. Desperation counter out of Shinsuke. Both men going for some big time maneuvers to no avail. Oh, and a steep kick to the gut. That'll knock the wind out of you any day of the week, twice on Sunday. Shinsuke starting to unload here. The lefts, the rights, the agile feet of Nakamura. Now going to the top rope, Nakamura a little far out, but he hits it. Drops the elbow of his own on the heart of Rollins. And will that be enough? Rollins says no. Nakamura one step closer to punching his ticket to the finals later on tonight at King of the Ring. Big time counter by Rollins there. Much needed as Nakamura starting to build some momentum. Nakamura outrunning Seth. Rollins goes for the enziguri, nobody home. Back and forth we start to go as Rollins now keeps it simple with the neck breaker. As long as he got Shinsuke off his feet there, I don't think Rollins is going to complain. Seth Rollins now saw that onslaught by Nakamura. Stardom starting to get fired up. Philly was starting to rally, and Rollins wants none of that as Nakamura now not going to let that momentum go to waste and building some more of it. Baseball slide underneath the bottom, snap German down to the canvas, and Rollins has got to be feeling the pain. Shinsuke Nakamura getting fired up in Philly. Whipping Rollins off of the ropes and another kick. Nakamura is really utilizing that strong style offense tonight. Nobody does it better than the king of the whole damn thing. And meanwhile, Rollins, wait a minute, desperation roll up here. Maybe second guessing if he's got what it takes to beat Nakamura head on. Tried to steal the victory, and Shinsuke says otherwise. And Nakamura, look at that, taking Rollins off his game. Rolled to the outside and then made Seth Rollins meet him where he chose. It was a close call there. Rollins did get the 2 count. No matter the result, as long as those shoulders would have been counted to 3, Rollins would have been going to the finals, but nonetheless, Nakamura going to continue the fight as the brawl makes his way to the outskirts of the squared circle. Now Shinsuke with the visionary on his shoulders, fireman's carry position, and head first off the apron. Down goes the visionary again. We have got ourselves a matchup. A hard-hitting affair in the semifinals of the King of the Ring tournament. Remember what is on the line, ladies and gentlemen. Not just the crown of the king, but the winner of tonight's tournament will punch their ticket for a championship matchup this August at SummerSlam. And Rollins, taking the fight to the outside of the ring, clearly sees his name in the lights, wants to see his name in the main event of the biggest party of the summer. Nakamura changing the tides. Nakamura back inside the squared circle. At least for a moment there. Now Rollins coming from behind. And a kick to the gut. Wait a minute. Rollins, a pedigree on the outside of the ring. Seth Rollins, desperation maneuver, a pedigree. And Nakamura is down and out. And Rollins could be looking for the count-out victory. At a count of 4, Nakamura stirring, but how much does Nakamura got left in the tank after Seth Rollins used one of his best maneuvers where it's going to hurt even more inside the squared circle? Nakamura back in, but Rollins is on his tail, and now the visionary could be looking to do the deed superplex. Falcon Arrow on Shinsuke. And Rollins not done just yet. The Visionary heading to the top. And Seth Rollins, but he better not underestimate Shinsuke Nakamura here, or he is gonna regret it down the line. But another Phoenix Splash, and Nakamura, oh, Rollins can't be liking that. I'm sure he wanted the pinfall. Nakamura still got the wits to roll to the outside and survive another moment. Here's Rollins going with the crossbody that he was looking for earlier. This time he lands it flush. Nakamura, he may be still in this matchup, but for how much longer, as Rollins is really starting to turn up the gear. A pedigree on the outside. Whether Nakamura got back in or not, it certainly changed the tides of this matchup. And Shinsuke still got life. Throwing Rollins into the barricade, and Nakamura starting to get fired up. Pedigree on the outside, superplex, Falcon Arrow, followed with the Phoenix Splash. Shinsuke's got to be feeling it here, and he may be knocked out cold, left for dead on the outside of the ring after that knee. Referee at a count of 8, Nakamura hustling back into the ring, but Rollins meets him with another, dead on, and Seth Rollins may be nearing victory in the semifinals of the King of the Ring tournament. Another kick, and if Rollins lands another pedigree, or possibly a curb stomp on Shinsuke Nakamura, well, Nakamura's going to be kissing his hopes and dreams of winning the King of the Ring tournament goodbye. Shinsuke still got fight, a kick to the gut, and Rollins able to survive. We know how tough Shinsuke Nakamura is. Not only is he able to throw those strikes, he's also able to deal with them. But for how much longer can Shinsuke Nakamura continue to fight after the onslaught by Rollins? Oh, look at this. Seth Rollins got caught not once, but twice in this matchup, and he eats the canvas off the German. And now Nakamura starting to build momentum as he caught Seth Rollins in a precarious situation. Off the ropes, the Visionary goes. And another kick right to the heart. It's Seth Rollins, maybe thinking, what does he got to do to keep Shinsuke Nakamura down and out? The winner of this matchup will meet the winner of the following Austin Theory versus AJ Styles affair. We will see that in moments, but right now it's about who is going to the finals on the Raw side of the bracket. Will it be Nakamura or will it be Rollins? Back on the outside we go, as we have spent a lot of time in this matchup. And Rollins sent Nakamura to the barricade, and again Seth Rollins. Rollins wants to win this match as soon as possible, and finally, oh wait a minute, I was gonna say maybe go for the count-out victory, but Rollins knows Nakamura is still stirring off the top to the outside. And Nakamura's gotta be seeing stars right now. Rollins ragdolling the King of Strong Style back inside the squared circle. And I don't got a good feeling for Nakamura. Rollins on his tail. There's a counter by Shinsuke. A couple of shots. Kinshasa! Out of nowhere! Nakamura's going to the King of the Ring finals! What a matchup to kick things off tonight in Philadelphia. And Seth Rollins, no matter what he threw at Shinsuke Nakamura, the heart of the king lives on, and he's one step closer to wearing another crown later tonight as Nakamura is heading to the finals.
Here is your winner, Shinsuke Nakamura.
One Kinshasa is all she wrote. The knockout blow, the final nail in the coffin of this semi-final affair, and Shinsuke Nakamura, as we see the bracket, is on his way to the finals. Seth Rollins fades to black, but who will Nakamura meet later tonight? We are going to find out up next. It's the SmackDown semi-final affair between All Day Austin Theory and the phenomenal AJ Styles, who meets Nakamura later this evening in Philadelphia. Well, the stage is certainly set for another semi-final showdown, and it's time for SmackDown's showcase on the King of the Ring bracket. all day Austin Theory versus the phenomenal AJ Styles, who meets Shinsuke Nakamura later tonight, live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 220 pounds, Austin Theory.
You are looking at one of the fastest rising stars in WWE history, a man who held the WWE Championship for just over a month late last year, an epic rivalry with John Cena in 2022. Hot off the heels of a rivalry with the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, and things may not have ended the way Austin Theory would have liked, but what a way to bounce back over the last month, as Theory has participated in the King of the Ring tournament and has made his way to tonight. Victories over one half of the World Tag Team Champions Mustafa Ali in the first round and defeating Dolph Ziggler in the quarterfinals. That was Austin Theory's road to King of the Ring here this evening. But it is not going to be an easy task for Austin Theory, as he has got his hands full with a decorated superstar, the phenomenal AJ Styles. This is going to be a good one from Friday Night SmackDown. It's time to lock in Philly.
And his opponent, representing the OC from Gainesville, Georgia, weighing in at 218 pounds, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
AJ Styles tore down the house with Johnny Gargano in the first round, outlasted the whole shebang, and then went one-on-one with the man who has recently arrived on Friday Night SmackDown yet again, the Viper Randy Orton in the quarterfinals. And what a matchup that was, a matchup that truly Randy Orton dominated for the most part, but AJ Styles picked his spots where it mattered most, delivered two Styles Clash, and was able to survive the Viper on that night and make his way to this evening, the semifinals of the King of the Ring tournament, where he goes one-on-one with Austin Theory in just a matter of seconds. As you just saw on the Raw side of the bracket, it is official. Shinsuke Nakamura is on his way to the King of the Ring finals later on tonight, but who is going to meet him there? Will it be AJ Styles or will it be Austin Theory? The bell has sounded and we are underway. AJ Styles, a lot of history with Nakamura. Theory, not so much. Remains to be seen who is going to step inside the ring with the King of Strong Style in just a little bit here in Philadelphia. Austin Theory, as impressive as they come, but the veteran of the ring, AJ Styles, has seen guys like Austin Theory, almost a dime a dozen, if you will. Hot young stars who might bite off more than they can chew. And AJ Styles is usually the one that capitalizes. Will that be the same case tonight? As Styles looking for the early victory on Theory. Theory not going to go down just yet. Got to believe Styles and Theory, as they were warming up for this matchup, were keeping an eye on the Shinsuke Nakamura Seth Rollins battle. And they both saw how much Nakamura was just put through moments ago and was able to survive. Nakamura's going to have fight later on tonight, don't get me wrong, but he is not going into that matchup at 100%. And if somehow Theory or AJ Styles can get this match over with in a hurry, Nakamura is going to be ripe for pickings later on tonight in Philadelphia. All remains to be seen. As we mentioned with Nakamura and Rollins, we'll say it with this matchup as well. It's not going to be an easy victory. Either way you spin it. AJ Styles, a veteran of the squared circle. Austin Theory, as talented as they come. 25 years old and still a bright future ahead of him. All remains to be seen, but AJ Styles is going for the early victory. Crossface locked in on Theory, and if Theory taps, Styles has got a golden ticket to fight Nakamura. Austin Theory, look at that, breaking the hold there. Able to roll out of it, gets Styles off his back, and what a shot by Theory. Forearm right to the phenomenal one. And AJ Styles, his jaw has got to be thumping right now, as Theory is now on the offense. Now on the apron, and AJ Styles going to meet him there with a hard shot of his own, and down goes A-Town Down Superstar. And AJ Styles picking up momentum. Wells Fargo Center on their feet for the phenomenal superstar of SmackDown, and Austin Theory. Oh, wait a minute! Styles over the top rope to Pink Hero, and down goes Theory. AJ Styles wants the King of the Ring crown more than life itself. Styles wants to see his name in the lights, see his name in the record books. Join the list of all the legendary men who have been the King of the Ring winner. But Austin Theory, on the other hand, wants that same result. If Nakamura wins the finals later tonight, he will challenge for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam. If it's one of these men winning later tonight, they will challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam. So much riding on the line here tonight in Philadelphia as Styles goes back to the crossface, goes back to the well with what works. Trying to tap out Austin Theory. And after that dive over the top rope, Theory's still got to be feeling it, but will it be enough to tap out the 25-year-old star? Not just yet, as Theory breaks the hold for a second time. You got to give credit to Austin Theory there. Wasted no motion, went right to the offense. Off that drop kick and follows it up with a toe hold. Austin Theory unloading on AJ Styles right now. You know, AJ Styles has had a week of rest finally, but remember we speculated during Styles' matchup with Randy Orton 2 weeks ago on SmackDown that he may have been running thin. AJ Styles was really working a busy schedule over the last 5 weeks. A match with Gunther at last month's Vengeance event, a 6-man tag match with the OC versus Imperium. Styles went one-on-one with Johnny Gargano. Of course, the fight with Randy Orton. You gotta wonder if the 2 weeks rest was enough for AJ Styles to get back to 100% after such physical contest. All remains to be seen. No matter the percentage of body, if you will, AJ Styles is going to be 100% heart. And Austin Theory is going to have his hands full one way or another, as he is figuring out right now. This is not these two men's first meeting. They have met on Monday Night Raw in the past, and they're both a part of the Red brand dating back to earlier this year. And while Austin Theory looking for the victory, and Styles survives. As we mentioned earlier, gotta wonder if one of these men are gonna be trying to get this victory as quick as possible. You see they're really throwing some haymakers in the early going. We have not seen a lot of wasted motion out of Styles nor Theory, but that may be all she wrote. Beautiful fireman's carry, neck breaker, and Austin Theory down and out, with Styles not going for the cover just yet. AJ Styles respects who he's in there with, respects the talent and the intestinal fortitude of Austin Theory. Not to go for the pinfall so early. Knows it's going to take a lot to keep Theory down. And off the sunset flip, Styles may be nearing said victory. There's a counter by Theory. And a pump kick takes the phenomenal one off his feet. AJ Styles rocked. And Austin Theory, almost a sense of urgency as Styles started to build up momentum now. And Austin Theory's got to figure out a new blueprint in this matchup. AJ down on the outside. Theory going for the axe hammer, but Styles, even at 40-something years of age, able to outrun Austin Theory. But something as simple as hitting the barricade ribs first will certainly take you out of the contest. Austin Theory not afraid to get his hands dirty in the midst of the King of the Ring tournament. Down goes Styles, and Theory could be possibly looking for a count-out victory or on the apron here. Theory going for a shot. AJ Styles, however, not in the position that Austin Theory wanted him to be, and oh my goodness, what an open hand chop. Theory got a little overzealous, was at least able to capitalize, and AJ Styles hits the barricade. Referee's at a count of 7. Theory back inside the ring. Styles has got to get there, or Austin Theory's going to be on his way to the finals. Styles says, not just yet, and his drop kick to the back. AJ on Theory's tail. Another shot. Down goes Theory off the canvas. Remember that fireman's carry neck breaker moments ago. Austin Theory's still got to be feeling that one. And a fall away slam, and down goes Styles. Shinsuke Nakamura, he's got to get that little bit of an extra rest, as he was the first matchup of the night. Theory and Styles going to have less time to recuperate after this matchup. What a counter by Styles! Theory was going for the blockbuster, and Styles delivered a super kick right to the heart of the all-day superstar. And now AJ Styles, in a snap of the fingers, trying to get back into this match. There's a counter by Theory, a drop toe hold. And this is where big time matches start to kick into a new gear. AJ, down goes Theory into the bridge. Elects not to go for the cover just yet as AJ Styles has got something else in mind. Theory rolling to the outside, and AJ Styles on his tail. Not going to allow Theory to rest. He knows he's got the A-Town down superstar right where he wants him. And the Phenomenal One is trying to seek and destroy in the semifinals here tonight. Oh, and a counter by Austin Theory. It delivers that neck breaker on the outside of the ring, and that is certainly a momentum shifter. Never count out Styles, though, as he sends Theory back into the ring. Who wants it more? That is what we are finding out right here in Philadelphia. Styles springboard, going for the phenomenal forearm, and nobody home. Nobody home for Styles, and that may be AJ Styles throwing his best shot. And now Austin Theory. Theory's got to slow the pace down right now. He's been wrestling AJ Styles a match these last couple of minutes, and Austin Theory's got to do what he was starting to do earlier on, slow the pace down, pick apart AJ Styles, but Styles not going to allow that. Even off the miss of the phenomenal forearm, Styles has got so many tools to beat you. Off the gut wrench, into the cover, not enough to keep Theory down just yet. So Nakamura's in the back right now, getting ice, rehydrating, watching who is he gonna fight in the finals. Austin Theory counter, taking out the leg of Styles. Down goes the knee. Certainly a way to buckle, possibly tear an ACL. Meanwhile, Theory coming out and coming in hot. AJ on spaghetti legs. Theory on his tail, whipping him off, and another scoop and a slam. And Austin Theory, like a shark in the water, is starting to pick apart his prey. Styles down and out, and Austin Theory may be nearing victory in the semifinals of the King of the Ring tournament. On the top rope goes the Phenomenal One, somewhere where he's certainly very comfortable, but not when he's in the grass of another competitor. Austin Theory with Styles high in the air. Styles with a counter, and down goes Theory. Styles going for the phenomenal forearm again with a crash and burn for a second time. And off the enziguri, and Theory still not knowing where he's at as AJ Styles comes off the top with a crossbody. Theory out of luck avoided the phenomenal forearm, but AJ Styles has been in big match situations before, and he is proving why he is a big match competitor. AJ, look at this, he's just trying to take out the legs of Austin Theory. You can't walk, you can't fight. And after Theory tried to buckle the knee of AJ a few minutes ago, Styles giving his opponent a taste of his own medicine here. Theory inside of the ring, struggling to get on his own 2 feet. Meanwhile, AJ Styles dishing out some more punishment. Styles going back to the apron, going for the phenomenal forearm again. And AJ Styles was already midair before Theory got in the way. And this time, 3 times, may have costed AJ Styles. Submission hold locked in on that knee. The Theory buckled a few minutes ago, and AJ trying to get out of it. AJ avoided it, but how much is left in the tank of both men, and now Styles takes out the knee of Theory. 2 competitors, similar minds, thinking alike right now. Take out the legs, take out the heart. Theory to his feet, but how much do these guys got left? Drop toe hold, down goes Styles. And down again, and Austin Theory's going for that leg lock. AJ Styles is in pain. Theory saw how much it distracted. It took AJ off his ball the first go around. And AJ able to get out of it again, but how much is the knee hurting AJ Styles right now? Well, one thing's for sure, if you take out the legs of AJ Styles, you're going to take out the phenomenal forearm. You're going to take out the 450, the spiral tap, all the AJ Styles high-flying maneuvers that he loves to use inside of that ring. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. A-tail down by Austin Theory. A cover. AJ Styles kicks out. Theory threw his best shot. And even though he did it when Styles was least expecting, it wasn't enough. But there's the blockbuster that he was searching for earlier in this matchup. And Styles, the lights are on, but nobody's home. A second A-Town down. Cover. AJ kicks out again. The fight rolls on. What is it gonna take to keep the Phenomenal One out for dead tonight? And Theory's coming unglued. AJ Styles is still fighting, and Austin Theory can't believe it. Kick to the gut, and Austin Theory's reaching deep down in the bag of tricks, and face first off the canvas goes AJ Styles. And Austin Theory is going to the finals. Well, that was one hell of a fight. And certainly a loss that AJ Styles cannot hang his hat on. Nothing to be ashamed of in defeat tonight. But the end result sees the 25-year-old superstar from Friday Night SmackDown making his way to the finals in Philadelphia.
Here is your winner, Austin Theory.
Well, we have our finals, and we now know that later on tonight, one of these men, whether it be Shinsuke Nakamura or Austin Theory, is going to make their way to SummerSlam in August. But who is it going to be? We started with 16 and we are down to 2. And coming up later this evening at the Wells Fargo Center, it is the King of the Ring Finals. Austin Theory from SmackDown, Shinsuke Nakamura from Raw, who will wear the crown of the King and punch their ticket to the main event of the biggest party of the summer. King of the Ring tournament. Let's do this thing from Philadelphia. Austin Theory arrives for the second time tonight for this big fight feel of a matchup.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 220 pounds. Austin Theory!
Mustafa Ali, Dolph Ziggler, and earlier tonight the phenomenal AJ Styles. Austin Theory, like him or not, has not had an easy road, and like him or not, has earned his way to the King of the Ring Finals. The 25-year-old, fastest rising star in WWE, has a chance to proclaim his spot in the main event of SummerSlam for SmackDown's World Heavyweight Championship. But he's got to go through the King of Strong Style, Monday Night Raw's Shinsuke Nakamura. And speaking of the King, LA Knight, Tyler Bate, and earlier this evening, the revolutionary Seth Rollins. Will Austin Theory be next on the King's Road to the throne here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania?
And his opponent from Kyoto, Japan, weighing in at 220 pounds, Shinsuke Nakamura.
If Nakamura wins this matchup, he will challenge for Monday Night Raw's WWE Championship at SummerSlam. Quite possibly the biggest matchup of this evening's event, with the WWE Championship and World Heavyweight Championship still to be defended, having your name in the history books as the 2023 King of the Ring, and earning the #1 contendership for the main event on one of the biggest shows of the WWE calendar. I mean, does the opportunity get any bigger? You gotta wonder, how much these two men have left in the tank after leaving it all inside the squared circle earlier tonight. Nakamura with an absolute war against Seth Rollins, where Rollins certainly inflicted a hell of a lot of punishment on the King. Austin Theory leaving it all inside of the ring to outlast the Phenomenal One. The bell has sounded. Who wants it more? Theory out of the gate, going after the King of Strong Style. And it's going to be very interesting to see the blueprint, the game plan of each of these competitors as they've already competed tonight. Who has got the endurance? Who's got the intestinal fortitude? Who wants to see their name in the history books? Next to the likes of Triple H, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Brock Lesnar, Bret the Hitman Hart, Edge, Kurt Angle, the list goes on and on. The greats of this business have not only competed but have won the King of the Ring. One of these men will join that legendary list. But will it be SmackDown's Austin Theory, or will it be Monday Night Raw's Shinsuke Nakamura? Theory came out of the gate hot. Nakamura trying to turn the tides. Gotta wonder if Theory was coming out of the gate hot for one of two, or if not both reasons. Is Theory feeling it from earlier tonight? Is he worried that his endurance isn't there if this matchup goes to distance? Or is Theory trying to capitalize on any injuries Nakamura might have coming out of his earlier contest? Could be one, could be both, but nonetheless, only time will tell who's got enough left in the tank to outlast the other and wear the crown of the King. Theory going to work on Shinsuke Nakamura. Again, Nakamura, his road to the finals, outlasting LA Knight and Tyler Bate in recent weeks on Raw. Seth Rollins earlier tonight. Austin Theory's road to the finals, defeating Mustafa Ali and Dolph Ziggler. And of course, AJ Styles earlier this evening as well. Nakamura opened the show, Theory followed. Nakamura's had a little bit more time to rest up opposed to Austin Theory. Will that play a factor into this matchup? Or will it be the reverse, as Austin Theory, having less time to cool down, kept him in the mindset of the in-ring action as Nakamura cooled off, as the adrenaline weared off, as Nakamura fighting a cold contest, if you will. All remains to be seen. Austin Theory is looking good so far. Nakamura's shown signs of life, but Austin Theory is looking to be the better man at the moment. Nakamura saying otherwise. They call him the King of Strong Style. Nakamura also wants to be known as the King of the Ring. Will tonight be the night of Nakamura in Philadelphia, the same building he won the Royal Rumble matchup in 2018? Will he be the King of the Ring? Nice overhead kick to Austin Theory and delivering some of that strong style offense to the 25-year-old superstar. I want to thank you again for joining us here tonight live for the King of the Ring event. Coming to a close on our biggest week in Universe Mode history. And don't forget, we will be back for Monday Night Raw tomorrow night right here on the No Nation Gaming YouTube channel. We ain't slowing down anytime soon. Coming your way tomorrow night on Raw, the Intercontinental Championship going to be on the line as Ilya Dragunov defends the gold against the Bruiserweight Butch. It's tomorrow night on Raw. But as for tonight, Nakamura and Theory battling it out in the finals of the King of the Ring. Making their way to the outside. Both of these men spent some time on the outskirts of the ring in their previous contest tonight, where, you know, things can just get a little bit more dangerous. And Nakamura trying to use the outside to his advantage, making Austin Theory eat the floor of the Wells Fargo Center. Thin layer of padding, thin layer of flooring, ice underneath for the Philadelphia Flyers. Austin Theory's ribs have got to be feeling ice cold and cracked right now. Knocking down Nakamura, running into the ring. Was he running in to try to get the count out, or is he just trying to run away from Shinsuke Nakamura to catch a breather? Either way you put it, Nakamura's on Austin Theory's tail, whipping him in the corner here. Going for the kick. A nice counter by Theory, getting Nakamura's now back against the wall. And now Theory muscling up Nakamura. Oh no, buckle bomb in the corner. Big time maneuver, into the cover. And Nakamura only a 1 count there. Nakamura, he forced his shoulder up there, I think trying to tell Austin Theory, you're gonna have to do a hell of a lot more to keep me down tonight. Nakamura wants this chance more than anything. And Theory almost had him there off the 2 count, but Nakamura survives again. Shinsuke rolling to the outside. That seems to be a go-to for Nakamura tonight. We saw him utilize rolling to the outside of the ring to try to change the pace of the matchup with Seth Rollins earlier, and that time it helped him. Nakamura may be doing it as a kind of test of saving his endurance, if you will. Austin Theory following the King to the outskirts of the ring, utilizing his surroundings to his advantage. Nakamura struggling to get to his feet. Austin Theory, neck breaker there in the King of Strong style. And Austin Theory is starting to build momentum in the King of the Ring finals. Oh, but don't take your eye off Nakamura, who hangs Theory's head up in the top. Now Shinsuke Nakamura takes control. German suplex sending Theory for a ride. Down goes the A-Town down. Superstar, knee to the face. Nakamura, it only took one Kinshasa to keep down Seth Rollins after a grueling war earlier tonight. If Nakamura hits that very knee, Austin Theory's night may be coming to a close. Theory trying to get to his feet, Nakamura on his tail, and there's a knee to the rib cage to try to knock the wind out of Theory. He knocked the wind out of a superstar. He may not have enough to kick out there, but that time Austin Theory did. Take nothing away from Austin Theory. Maybe egotistical, may have an attitude about himself, but pound for pound in that ring, he knows how to get it done. Of course, so does the legendary Shinsuke Nakamura, who delivers a black hole slam. Nakamura, no stranger to big-time matchup, certainly has had more of these main event level contests than Austin Theory in his career, whether it be in WWE, whether it be in NXT, whether it be in New Japan. Nakamura's been around the world, won main events, won tournaments. Nakamura has been at the top before, and he wants to do it again. Whipping Theory off, going for the kick. Theory outrunning it that time. Nakamura goes for another one. Theory avoids it. And that time, third time's a charm, fourth time's a charm. Nakamura unloading here. And down goes Theory. Shinsuke Nakamura smells victory in Philly. Wait a minute. Kinshasa! The same maneuver that defeated Rollins earlier tonight. Oh, at 2.9, Austin Theory got the shoulder up. You gotta be kidding me. Nakamura calculated as all hell with the Kinshasa. Wait a minute. Backslide by Theory. Almost stole the victory there. Nakamura had the thought he had him there. The Kinshasa. Theory survived, but Shinsuke still unloading. And down goes Theory. The red brand is looking hot right now. Will Nakamura take it home in this interpromotional battle? Into the cover again. And Theory survives. And you got to give it up to Nakamura. Even though Theory kicked out of that Kinshasa, he has not let it get to his head. You don't see the frustration bothering Shinsuke Nakamura. He's keeping a easy face on, a poker face on, if you will. Straightforward, just continuing on the offense. Not straying from the path, not straying from his pursuit of becoming the King of the Ring. Well, Austin Theory, oh, there's a vicious whip down to the canvas. Starting to unload here. We saw a little bit of this out of Theory tonight when he defeated AJ Styles. Had to unload on Styles in the closing moments of that matchup to keep him down for the 3 count. It took a lot out of Theory. 2 8-town downs, a couple of other maneuvers, and eventually was able to keep Styles down. Will that be what it takes to keep down Nakamura tonight? As Nakamura sends Theory off the apron. Theory trying to get back into this matchup, but Nakamura has been in control for several minutes. That Kinshasa may not have put Theory away, but it certainly has thrown him off his game, and Theory does not have an answer to the King of Strong style right now. May have spoke too soon. Into the barricade goes the King. Austin Theory rushing back inside the squared circle. As we mentioned earlier, either to catch a breather in order to get the count out or possibly both. Now Nakamura inside of the ring, and again, Austin Theory not able to build enough momentum as Nakamura's right there. As we mentioned, not straying from the path. Nakamura is laser focused on leaving Philadelphia as the winner of the King of the Ring tournament. These two men did not come this far to leave with failure. With a huge opportunity riding on the line this coming August at SummerSlam, will it be Nakamura challenging for Raw's WWE Championship? Or will it be Theory challenging for SmackDown's World Heavyweight Championship? Nakamura in the corner with a little good vibrations on Theory. And now into the cover. Will that do it? To win King of the Ring. Almost had him there, and Theory survives again. How close was that? A desperation shot to the rib cage. Theory's got to get back into this matchup, but he's got to do it now. Keeping it simple, a little elevated DDT. Nakamura into the corner. Here comes Theory, cutting the ribs in half of Shinsuke. Now Theory heading to the outside. I wouldn't think much might have been goading Shinsuke in that time. Theory's got something in mind. Sending Nakamura into the barricade. Theory just goading Shinsuke in that time. Nakamura took the bait, but Nakamura trying to brawl his way out of this thing, and Theory having none of it. Pump kick, bicycle kick, takes Nakamura off his feet. And Austin Theory off the apron. A rare high-risk maneuver out of the arsenal of the now superstar, the all-day superstar, Austin Theory. Theory knows he's gonna have to pull out tricks that he's never done before to try to defeat Shinsuke Nakamura. That time he did just that. Referee had a count of 7. Nakamura back inside of the ring before it's too late. And another swinging neck breaker by Theory. Notice that out of Theory, not wasting any time, not allowing Nakamura to rest to recuperate. Racked it up. Shinsuke and drops him on the knee, and that may be all she wrote. Into the cover. Shinsuke survives again. What is it gonna take to come to a conclusion in the King of the Ring tournament? We started with 16. We are down to 2, but only one man can be the heir to the throne. Nakamura on the top. Theory's wheels spinning. Could be going for a superplex to the middle of the ring. Theory's got to capitalize here. I don't like this move by Theory. Nakamura's down. At this late in the matchup, you have to capitalize. You allow Shinsuke to rest. You allow him to kick into a new gear. Nakamura is certainly going to make you regret it. Tried to put Nakamura on the top rope again. Theory having none of it. Wait a minute. Muscles up. The King of Strong style. And now look at this. Sending Nakamura to the corner and ragdolls him onto the canvas. Austin Theory has changed the tides of this matchup. Nakamura is in control for several minutes. Now it's Austin Theory's game. Oh, wait a minute. Look at that out of Theory. A Spanish fly. Credit where it's due. Not enough to keep Nakamura down. Oh, listen to the audience. Philadelphia coming unglued. Credit where it's due to Austin Theory. We said it a moment ago, but Theory gonna have to pull out some different tools of the trade to try to defeat Nakamura tonight. It wasn't enough to put Nakamura down for the 3 count, but you know Shinsuke's feeling the damage right now. Sending Nakamura to the outside, and Theory might just be settling for a count-out victory tonight. And, well, this unfortunately kind of plays into the MO of Theory. Win by any means necessary. Nakamura already on his feet. Count of 3 here. And almost a bit of a standstill in this matchup. Both men rallying Philadelphia. It all comes down to this. Everything these men have fought for. This is the moment to succeed. Both men going for strikes to no avail. Theory goes for another one. Misses, and Nakamura takes advantage. Theory down in the corner. Nakamura. What does Shinsuke got in mind? Theory grabs a hold of the King. Go for a DDT. Nakamura avoids it. Back and forth. The pendulum of momentum starts to swing. Nakamura smells blood in the water. Grabbing a hold of Austin Theory. Trying to out-wrestle the young man right now. Theory having none of it. Theory most likely with the strength advantage in this contest. And another bicycle kick takes down Nakamura. Shinsuke, gotta be dazed, gotta be confused, and an 8-count down! Sayonara, Nakamura, no! You have gotta be kidding me! Nakamura survives A-Town down, but Theory on his tail right now with a second A-Town down to the King. And there you have it. Nakamura survived once, but lightning did not strike twice. And off that 3 count, 16 men becomes 1. The all-day superstar and the 2023 King of the Ring.
Here is your winner, Austin Theory.
Mustafa Ali, Dolph Ziggler, AJ Styles, and now Shinsuke Nakamura. And Friday Night SmackDown's 25-year-old fastest rising star in the business today is now wearing the crown of the King. Your 2023 King of the Ring tournament winner, Austin Theory. Theory will meet the World Heavyweight Champion at SummerSlam, and Theory has come to Philadelphia to be the heir to the throne. What a matchup, and the biggest win of this young man's career.